Hello everybody, we're about to get into this. This is going to be map 1, Thunder Logic versus Timbermen here. If you guys are just joining us, it is going to be Jazz Pimp, Pierre, as I'm just going to call him, Anderson, Rabbit, and Insomniac versus Snap, Violent, Dare, Shane, and Insane. And I have a lot of things to expect from this. Most namely, I'm very interested in this triple Ivy push that Thunder Logic are attempting right now, which I believe it is Insane who is spotting it. We'll go ahead and try to keep his life for now. Jumps over. Bit scared for him there, but it looks like everything is okay for now. Snav holding down, ready to try to push out Pop Dog, it seems. A few shots goes out, but I'm not sure if they were aware that Jazz Pimp is waiting right around the side of it. It looks like the T's are going to be rotating accordingly towards that inner area here, and I want to see if Insomniac has any sort of plan to deal with this. It looks like no. Jazz Pimp will get one trade, but I believe this is almost a guaranteed bomb plant at this rate. Dare will be the next one up here. He has a lot to deal with. Dare gets away his position, and he's just being flanked from both sides. He actually finds the first one. Snav gets another one. In the meantime, CTs are still trying to push up right now. They both have relatively decent positions, but they just aren't able to make anything work as Violent finds the first. PR is only able to get a consolation frag in return before he goes down, making it 1-0 in favor of Timbermen. And really, that was relatively fast, all things considered. The T's took that very quickly, and they didn't even need that much inner control, to be totally honest. They didn't try to push down Pop Dog. They didn't toss much utility. All they had to do was just get a good read on where some of these players were located. They, I suppose, read that triple Ivy push, and almost inner was just gifted to them after that first shot. Jazz Pimp in round number 2, who has forced up a scout, will be trying to do his best to get some damage, but it's PRR who's going to be able to do at least a little before he goes down. But all these CTs are just being snuffed out almost immediately, and there's nothing that they can do as it's a 2-on-3. Make it a 1-on-3. Jazz Pimp, the man with the scout that I mentioned before, who was forced into that connector, will now be left to do it all. 1-on-3. Only consolation is that they don't seem to exactly know where his position is, but Shane might start learning very soon, especially after a missed shot like that. Shane better be counting his prayers, because he just got away with murder there. Perhaps certain death, because he's going to be chasing, and there's a murder that I was mentioning. It's going to be a quick 2-0. Dropping 2 players in that anti-eco, but nevertheless, a job well done. Now Thunder Logic, they aren't looking too fantastic in economy after losing that force-up round. They're going to be forced onto Deagles, a couple upgraded pistols, and a HE grenade. I believe they're going to be going for a nade stack, I would imagine, towards T-Con here. Keeping a small eye on this. I want to see if Dare is going to be ready for it. He's going to be eating quite a bit of it. It's about 70 damage in in trade for a kill. Equivalent exchange, and on an eco there's only so much you can hope, but I believe that's been read almost immediately by Timbermen here, and they're going to be able to have this complete inner area all by themselves. The B site is theirs to take, and there's to plant in. The CTs will be left rotating. They haven't yet to find a frag here in this 3rd round. It's a full eco, so it's only expected, surely, but hopefully they're able to at least flank around, stack up, do something cheesy to at least get away with 1, which doesn't seem like they'll be granted, because Violent is just going to be able to find 2, leaving it up to Anderson. And he's just going to go ahead, save this USP. I'm surprised he's not in a more aggressive position for an exit frag, but I suppose he will here if anyone comes out ladder. Being very careful. Here's footsteps from Violent. But this round done and dusted, and if he gets a kill, that would be miraculous at this point, but I think Violent just might turn around at the wrong time. Nope. Quick assassination. Bullet to the back of the head, and a MAC 10 to keep. And Timbermen, they're giving them respect. They don't want chases down. They know what they're dealing with here. It's important to mention that Thunder Logic have had an explosive ESEA advanced regular season. I believe they went something like 12-4, I believe it was. Not 100% sure on the numbers, but they've been doing fantastic, while Timbermen, well, they did manage to get away with, I believe, a 10-6 finish. They are seated relatively lower than Thunder Logic here. Jazz Pimp will go ahead, open things up in round number 4 as they take down Dare over towards T-Comp, but it's a quick push over towards B where Rabbit will be waiting, only finding 1 frag before going down, but that's an information relayed. A smoke out towards connector and a free bomb plant. So now the T's just have to play time as much as they possibly can. A resmoke will come out from the CTs as they attempt to push their way in. Insane is having a pretty good read on where this flash might be, and I believe PR is a little bit confused on where everyone might be, but Insane has a lot to deal with here because he might just see the entire cavalry of the CTs push into him. That's one frag, granted him for free. A second one, nearly a third, as he whips around towards the smoke, but it's going to be finished up by Snav. But that was a fantastic hold by the Timbermen here as they continue their streak of dominance and go up 4-0. And really, that's exactly how you want to do a post-plant situation if you're on the T side there. Thunder Logic, they seem completely zoned out by those smoke grenades, and really that smoke grenade that I believe it was Anderson pushed out towards T-Con didn't exactly do them any favors. No, not T-Con, excuse me. Z didn't exactly do them any favors. And that nade sack will be coming back yet again from Thunder Logic here. Doing quite a bit of damage onto Insane, down to 5 HP. He has that AUG in hand. Krieg's on Timbermen. Otherwise, they're staying healthy with those AKs. It's a full deagle buy, so Thunder Logic, considering they have a relatively big buy up into this, they're also buying half armor. They seem to have some high hopes, at least expecting 1-2 frags. Timbermen have won quite a few eco rounds during their regular season. Some thanks to the heroics of Snav. No heroics this time around, at least from Anderson, as Dare takes him down quickly. Pierre is holding the bottom of the ladder here. Snav peeks it out, tries to shoot through the wall, or excuse me, the flooring. As PR eats a grenade, I think Snav will go ahead and try to push out down here, but it's a 4 versus 5. And Thunder Logic are on the back foot by a big margin here. The CTs are starting to group up and want to take Bathroom's control together. I'm not sure if Snav is exactly ready for it. The timing is in his favor. And Shaniak, excuse me, just isn't trying to make any noise. And when he does, it's just going to be a quick kill for Snav before getting traded out. 2 deagle frags, and things are working out possibly about as well as you could imagine for Thunder Logic here. Have 2 frags currently, looking for a third. Violent will go ahead and take out PRR, who was a threat. Shane will finish the job and nearly finishes the round entirely. Violent luckily able to get a frag with that Krieg on a triple for this round. And they'll still sit at 5-0, but that was far from an easy feat for Thunder Logic. They'll continue into the next round here, and Thunder Logic, they're going to be opting for a double op setup here. Not something unheard of whatsoever on Train. If we're going to be running double op, this is arguably the place to do it. Molotov comes out immediately, and Shane is already pushed out towards Olaf, and I believe Anderson spotted that position. Unfortunately, that flash on top of green, or that flash into the peak from green, rather, was absolutely perfect. And it's going to be the first lead in a while for Thunder Logic now, as they're down, or excuse me, as they're up 4 versus 5. Violent. He's looking prone. I'm trying to push Pop Dog here, but I think they might go for Old Faithful here. Try to push inner. It's been their best bet thus far. Been nearly granted to them when they take it quickly. Molotov will go out. PR forced to back for now. Smokes himself out. They're going for that double Molotov to flush out anyone who is possibly waiting on the inside of Pop Dog. Very smart play, and a heads up by PR to toss down his smoke and not lose his life. They're going to be going for a double drop here. PR is going to have quite the challenge under his belt here. If they get away with this, yes, he can't be ready for that, it seems, no matter what you try. And these 2 people called out towards inner, but Snav actually manages to find a kill. And Anderson needs to try to trade this out. It's a 3-on-4. As they slowly start pushing inner. Anderson gets a frag. This is very important now because the timer's starting to tick down at this point. It looks like it's going to be an execute onto the B site. Rabbit has to receive, but he doesn't do a good job at it. They're going to be at least guaranteed a bomb plant most likely at this rate. It's a little bit scary, but they should be guaranteed that bomb down. Or perhaps even better here. It's going to be Anderson in a 1 versus 3. 2 players are so low. I'm not sure if he knows this, so that probably have better luck trying to push with the rifle at this point. His position's been spotted out, and he needs to at least find 1 frag here. Dare barely gets away with his life, but I think that's a round done and dusted. Anderson doesn't even want to go for it at this rate. It was such a good try by Thunder Logic at so many moments here. They had that early 4 versus 5, and really, it just feels like Inner was their weakness for that round in particular. They did make it very competitive, don't get me wrong, as they managed to get Dare and Insane down to 2 and 5 HP respectively, but the kill doesn't count unless you get the kill, and Thunder Logic have learned that the hard way. Anderson will be safe though, and will keep his AWP into round number 7 here. And I believe it was Thunder Logic who just called a pause here. Can't say I disagree. They do have the coach in the server in Zevro. But what do Thunder Logic need right now? I mean, if you're just looking at the raw numbers, you can see Insomniac is sitting at 0 kills so far. But it's really hard to pin the blame down onto one person. If I had to give it a go, it really has to be that Inner has been completely exposed, especially in those late round scenarios. The CTs have been stuck in Z for a good amount of time, and the Ts are just able to use their smokes and hold down that area without any sort of semblance of resistance, really. Timbermen are going to be happy to exploit it as much as possible as they go Inner here. Anderson will be forcing up the op. Deagles, or not forcing up the op, wielding the op as the rest of its team forces up Deagles. Snav and Shane pushing out. The two S's on the side of Timbermen will go ahead and try to take the B site for a 3rd time now, it feels like. But it's just the same story over and over again. Rabbit and Insomniac pushed out. Jazz Pimp next to fall. And again, 2 on 5. Anderson's going to go ahead and try to save his op. Pierre R most likely searching for an exit frag. Snav has picked up the op. And Pierre R, no such luck for him to at least to even find one frag, honestly. Anderson will back in the same position as we saw last round. Might lose his gun this time around. Granted a pity kill perhaps, but now they know exactly where his location is, and they're able to zero on him. Anderson gets a nice shot. Again, it's a consolation, but you're down rounds. You can get all the flashy shots you want, but it's not what you need. It doesn't even seem to be a pace change-up that Timbermen are able to exploit. I mean, sure, they took B very quickly in that round in particular, but it just feels like Inner is just so relatively easy for them. They haven't struggled in many moments here. There's been a few times where they've tried taking outer control, or at least pop dog control. By the way, Anderson gets a nice frag on a Violent. Good start. Again, that 4 versus 5 that we were mentioning. But on topic of Inner, it just doesn't seem anything too crazy. It's just that really, it's just been free for the taking. Doesn't seem to be changing too much this round. As you see, Rabbit is holding solo. CT's quick on the rotation, sure, but not quite good enough. Snav over towards Ivy, tossing out a smoke. And they get Molotov right behind it to try to zone in Insomniac now. Still sitting at 0 kills. But Shane is still holding down the Inner area. He's made it at least relatively safe. They have that map control, so they know that the CTs can't be pushing them too far, at least towards their spawns, so they can safely go for an execute over towards T-Con here. Interesting position for Pierre R here. He's going to have first dibs on the information of where the Timbermen will be coming from. And again, Thunder Logic in an advantageous position at the moment. Looks like the execute has to be beginning soon. I'm not sure if they're waiting for some sort of call or tag from Shane, who is still sitting in this back line, but really, there's no utility uses whatsoever. It's only good for 1 kill, PRR, but he's just going to try to do his best to hold down the site. Jazz Pimp, there is the flank I was trying to talk about. Struggling to get those shots off, but eventually we'll get the job done. It's a scuffle to be sure, and I think Jazz Pimp is aware of that. But finally, Thunder Logic get around on the board. Much needed. Much appreciated, surely. That outer take seemed a little bit... I don't know what the word for it would be, but it didn't seem very good. Can't exactly say it's one you would look back on favorably, but nevertheless, Timbermen still have a pretty massive lead. They can work with this as much as they want. Snav has so much mojo right now just to push out over towards mid. And T-Con here. Jazz Pimp on the other side with an AUG waiting. Finds one, nearly a second, but isn't quite able to get it. And Shogniak chimes in with 2 frags. PR with another one. It's a 1-on-4. Dare can't even find the first. It'll be a second round quick for Thunder Logic this time around. Timbermen Maybe you just need to stick to inner for now. That outer takes have not been convincing me thus far. Just looking at the sheer numbers right now. You spot that Violent is sitting at 99 ADR, nearly an entire kill per round. Well, actually has over a kill per round if you look at the raw numbers, but for ADR, he's been doing the damage to back it up. Anderson going for an interesting position. Aggressive op over towards stairs here. I'm not sure if Violent is aware of it. If he peeks out, might be in for a nasty surprise. Pre-aims the angle, and it's good enough to at least scare Anderson off. No damage done. It works. Jazz Pimp trying to push up ladder here. Almost loses that fight, sitting at 4 HP. I'm surprised he won that while on the ladder, but it's another 4 versus 5 for Thunder Logic. They've been doing a good job past 2 rounds at converting these into wins. They need to keep it up, though, because Timbermen have already made a pretty respectable scoreline for themselves on the T side. Insomniac, having been flashed in by Jazz Pimp, also realizes that Ivy has been given up for the most part. No map control there. The CTs can rotate accordingly if they feel it's necessary. Pure holding down the ladder as well. Rapid inner. Same news as normal. Interesting to have note, though, that Anderson is in a relatively aggressive position. Not something we see too often. At least so far in this round. Snav opens things up with a double kill, actually, onto the A site. Finally a response from Pure R, but it's a 3-on-3 here, and I have to say this favors the CT side, especially with a nice nade like that. Tags Pure R down to 34 HP. I'm not sure if it's Pure or Pure R, but either way, I'm probably wrong. Rabbit. Oh, he's in such a sneaky position right now. They have no idea that he's over towards Bomb Train, and he can snuff out a lot of these post-plant positions just by his positioning alone, but Anderson's going to do even better! Fights 2 inside ladder room. Rabbit finishes off the job, and he's just stalling the bomb plant that way, or excuse me, the bomb defusal, just so they're able to pick up the op and put that back in the hands of Jazz Pimp. Although Anderson definitely did some magic with it. The Creek comes in hot, and it grants them a round win. Very well played by, in particular, Anderson and Rabbit. Crucial frags on the retake. Makes it a 3rd. Standard setup again for the CT side here. I'm prodding out towards mid. Not exactly sure if I'm fond of that position. Violent. Have to be careful when you're playing with fire. But fire be damned, he's still going to be able to find the kill onto Anderson, the hero of last round. Jazz Pimp is looking to avenge. He's in a very sticky situation right now, but he comes out on top of that smoke duel and nearly finds the second one onto Snav. Luckily, the trade is there just perfectly, and Shane is there to back up his teammate. It's a 4-on-4, 4-on-3, excuse me. Now it's a 3-on-3. I guess I'm right at all the wrong moments. Op does quite a bit of considerable damage. He's been able to find 1 kill so far, nearly gets a second, but unable to hit the Ricardo flick. 2-on-3. It's a game of numbers at this point as the bomb gets planted. Another number you have to keep in mind is 40, because you only have 40 seconds to make this retake work here. Rabbit, who is pushing in through Z here, needs to find 1, because Insomniac is in a very passive position. Gonna smoke out ladder as Rabbit makes his way onto the bomb train, and instantly dinked is Rabbit, as it's now up to Insomniac. Most likely just gonna try to save this op. He's sitting at 2 and 8 right now. Doesn't want to make it 2 and 9. He'll save it for another rainy day. They've had their fun, and the T's have had theirs. It's gonna be another round on the board for Timbermen. To be relatively happy with this if you're Timbermen. I haven't been exactly convinced on their outer takes thus far, but that was a relatively good one. 3 rounds given up. Now they seem to have cracked the code for Thunder Logic, at least for now. I have to say, a lot of it was thanks to Snav's insane performance immediately right off the bat there. Just finds a quick double. That's how you do it. Standard setup again. Actually, it's a little bit interesting this time around from Thunder Logic, as you see Jazz Pimp has actually joined Insomniac, and Rabbit has made his way over towards Ivy. So a position change might be the news that Thunder Logic need. It's not off to a good start. Pure R only down to 57. And some of the windows being blown out. Oh, nearly gets that shot off Anderson. Bit to the right, and you'd maybe be seeing a dead timberman. Looks like they're going to be making their way in towards the B-bomb site as Shane finds that first one onto Jazz Pimp, who has been a new site at the B area. But now Timbermen have taken it very slow. They have that frag. They're being very careful not to drop one here. Pure R still waiting on the bottom of the ladder. Keep in mind, Timbermen have a ton of utility to work with, and my god do they know it. And Shawniak, unfortunately, the smoke isn't quite there for the Timbermen here, and it's just going to lead to Shawniak and Jazz Pimp all cleaning up the kills when they're most necessary. Eventually, it's going to be down to a 1 versus 1. Dares to do it all here as he searches for the frag and gets it. It was a scuffled B take, but those ops did magic work for Thunder Logic. Unfortunately, unable to convert into a round win. It made it down to a 1 versus 1, but Dare came out on top of that one. Anderson has been looking fantastic for his team, and Insomniac has started to gather some kills. He was sitting at 0-7 for a while, but finally has started to get something together. Meanwhile, Pure R, which is someone that I chose as a player to watch, hasn't really been impressing me in the same way, as it goes down to Dare very early on. Snav, eat the tag. Anderson will say the same news for him, but Insomniac actually finds a frag with that scout. This eco is doing some damage right now, as it's a 4-on-2, bomb planted. Rabbit is looking to pincer him behind. He's the last one left alive because Insomniac just got domed. And really, I'm not sure if Rabbit wants to go for this whatsoever. We're going to have max loss bonus. Silver lining there. Most likely enough to buy in. But I think Rabbit just wants to go ahead and try to save his gun. Looking to use those cleaning products. Cleaner than most CS players, let's be honest here. I've been to enough lands, I know this. Snav is stomping around like an elephant right now. Might lose his life to Rabbit. He's being very careful not to peek this. Oh, spots the legs of one. So he's just going to go ahead and try to bide his time. He does not want to give up anything right now. If he were to give up his M4, that would be devastating. But if things go well, Rabbit will go ahead and most likely buy up an op, I would imagine. Actually, wait, no, he's just a little bit too low for an op. I miscalculate the amount that loss bonus gives you. And because of that, no force up. It's just going to be another eco for Thunder Logic. And really, since Timbermen are on double digits now, this is where things are starting to get scary. We're potentially seeing a blowout first half. I believe this is the map pick of Timbermen, so you must be hoping that they perform on it. And perform they are. Shane makes his way back up ladder. And perfect timing as well. He might have lost his life if he didn't do that. Nade out as well. Doesn't find much of anything. Rabbit holding down inner. No more Ivy for him. His teammates have started to early rotate here. I like this adjustment from Thunder Logic here. We've started to realize that Timbermen really like that inner area. I've tried to rotate accordingly. However, the CTs are in very scary positions right now. I could see Timbermen making that tree fall. As they set up for inner, smokes. Anderson is in a super aggressive position in T-Con here. They can just fully rotate over towards B now. Pure R, unless they come out Ivy, which, let's be real here, they will not. The CTs are going to be all ready and waiting. They're going to be going for this double drop down. This goes out. Fake execute over towards B. Snav sells it. As 4 CTs are waiting, Anderson will go ahead and try to do his best to be on the flank. Oh, but Snav, how does he not hear that? He actually doesn't hear that. Or maybe he does, but it's a bit too late because Anderson is still able to get the shot. It's a 5 versus 4, making a 5 versus 3 as we enter this retake. This is looking very good, very promising for Thunder Logic, but that hope is starting to wither away as they drop another. Jazz Pimp also made some noise. Does have a Krieg in hand. But since he's made noise, I'm not sure if they're onto his position just yet. Looks like the CTs are still attempting to go for this retake, but it might be all for naught. And Shawniak sitting over towards bomb train finds the first frag. Good crosshair placement there. It's already too far ticked at this point, and the bomb is going to go off, and he's not even going to find another kill. It's 3-11. Timbermen are running away with this T-half. Running away indeed as we enter the last round of this half. And really, it has just been the Timbermen show this entire time. Yeah, it's hard to look at silver linings when really everyone seems to be struggling this much. But Anderson has been pretty damn good for his team. Jazzpimp as well wants to make a name for himself. Picks up a very early frag on the Snav, who has been pretty fantastic for his team, topping the scoreboard at 15 frags. Anderson finds another, but Dare quickly able to respond with a kill of his own. Has that AK in hand. Might be gifted a frag onto Jazzpimp. Was he not aware of the position that he might have pushed through Ivy? Not sure if that was a miscommunication or just sheer ignorance, but either way, it's going to be good for a kill. It's a 3-on-2. Still a very hard round to win for the Timbermen. But they've done well so far. I wouldn't be surprised if they can try to recreate history here. Pure waiting in ladder room, while Rabbit and Shawniak hold their respective positions towards Inner and Ivy. However, they're not watching the right area. Timberman is going to be coming out T-con. You have to be careful on the noise they make, because in Shawniak, as soon as they make even a step, will be right onto their position. However, he's most likely going to be in for a nasty surprise here. Shane, did he not spot that? Surely Dare does. There he is. Couple of shots to the leg will do the trick. That's going to be a frag in an even scenario that we have here. They're going to be looking for this bomb plant, but they have to be very careful. There's so many exposed areas that they have. Dare, who's on for a triple, looking for an ace. As he gets a bomb down, he's most undoubtedly been the MVP for this round here. Shane is going to chime in with a kill of his own, but Dare will close it out. 13-12, and Dare with 4 kills on that very last. Talk about a way to end that first half, and Timbermen look indomitable right now. Again, it is important to keep in mind that this is a map pick of Timbermen, so you would have to hope that, you know, they live up to the performance that they hoped. Coming in from a relatively lower seed, Timbermen have been impressive. All the right scenarios, they seem to have read Thunder logic out, knowing where they're keeping their players, and not taking the rounds too fast or too slow. It's only granted Thunder 3. They will be switching sides now, so Thunder Logic will have their turn in the T-side spotlight. Maybe if they can crack the defense of Timbermen, maybe we could have an interesting game on our hands. But right now, I can't exactly say for certain what Thunder Logic are exactly going to have planned, because this has been a rough half for them. A side switch. Go ahead and let things commence into a pistol round, excuse me. Couple of flashes. Perhaps? No. Interesting. Thunder Logic are going to be choosing a full armor buy on pistol here. Insane on the CT side will go ahead and try to keep things sane with a smoke and a defuse kit, but it looks like from Thunder Logic here, they're going with a classic matchmaking strat. Just everyone push through Ivy with the exception of PR, who is sitting in Pop Dog here. And Violent is going to be in for a rough time here as he finds one. Doesn't even find one, excuse me. Gets found immediately. And Insane trying to respond back with as much as he can as he finds a double. Now he's sitting in the smoke. Dare finds a third. It's 3 versus 2. Bomb is down over towards Ivy, and this is bad news bears for Thunder Logic here. They drop another player, and it's up to Shawniak. Had a very quiet first half. Let's see if we can start making some noise now, because this is arguably when it matters the most here. If you win this pistol, possibly you could try, you know, making some momentum out of it, but right now it is not looking good for them. Shawniak pushing out on top of Blue. Bomb is down, and the CTs are set up perfectly around it. He's walking into a death trap here. If he presses W, even another step, and there's the first one. The double commit from the CTs has yet to find that shot, though, and Shawniak is playing it so slow. Not able to thread any needles, and Dare finds another triple. He's had 7 kills in the past 2 rounds. He's been doing fantastic for his team. Nearly half of his kills found just within round 15 and 16. Timbermen, because of their performance on that pistol round, will be awarded with a pretty stacked second round bye. Snap picking up the AUG. Everyone else on MP9s. Meanwhile, Thunder Logic, it's not exactly pretty for them. Jazz Pimp has made quite a bit of noise, quite a bit of hustle, excuse me, as he tries to find the frag, but misses quite a few vital shots. The Deagles are not doing fantastic for them. Rabbit tries to change up that headline, but it's not looking good. And Shawniak and Sin. Last two alive. And Shawniak, the smoke's about to disappear. So perhaps he can find a nice one Deeg. Unfortunately, again, the shots just quite aren't there yet. He has a little bit of utility to work with, and I'm kind of sad that Shawniak isn't taking better advantage of this, because might be able to be good for at least one frag. However, Anderson is now in a very rough situation because all the CTs are just pushing around him. And Shawniak, on the plus side, knows at least where one person is, so perhaps he can get away with a cheeky frag. It would be most likely insane. Misses. Goes for the repeat. The CTs, oh, they're hungry, and they're out looking for blood right now, struggling and unable to find a kill. Dare, another triple kill for him. What is with this man? He is seriously shown up. I was giving a lot of props to Snav, but my god, perhaps I'm being proven wrong here. I want to see if the T's are going to try switching it up whatsoever here. Inner has been a relatively unprobed area for the T's. They have pistols, but they're up against the potential of match point here. So whatever they do, this has to be magical. It's going to start off with Pure R pushing in towards Olaf. He might be able to find a frag here. Snap. Unfortunately, just those few shots missed from Thunder Logic is enough for them to capitalize on it. Anderson will go ahead and pick up the slack, finds one, and Shawniak will soon go down as well. But this is just standard, clean, anti-eco play. I say clean as, ironically, they lose a player, make it 2 players, maybe more, because Jazz Pimp is in a pretty strong position right now to at least find one more, especially if Timbermen are going to keep pushing him like that. Luckily, Snav grows a brain stem and chooses not to push that against a Deagle, because that can be nothing but bad. But now he has an MP5 or MP9 to work with. Things get interesting. That nade made a little bit of noise, so they now know exactly where Jazz Pimp's position is. Snav is unable to get that frag just yet. Struggling, but it's nothing to work with. 15-3, Timbermen look to stomp Thunder Logic on map number 1 here, Train. I feel the need to reiterate once more that, again, this is a map pick of Timbermen, most likely. I can't quite see, but I think I remember Snav saying something like that, so this is a pretty indomitable result, but I'm not sure if it's going to be reflective of the whole series. However, a shot like that might be, because Dare just opens things up with a fantastic frag before getting traded out. The creep coming into play. Nice try on that double down from Pure, but those double players are able to come out on top. 3 versus 3. Krieg in hand of Snav. And this is such a strong position. Hello, Insane! Talk about an insane double kill here as he looks to get 3 and close out map number 1 here. It's Jazz Pimp in a 1-on-3. We saw him in a clutch scenario. Finds a few good shots. The IGL, I believe, for Thunder Logic. Now needs to step up and show off those big brain plays to everyone in the class. As he's going to be granted a second one. Perhaps we're in for an interesting round here. Still a minute left on the clock, and Jazz Pimp is going to have the bomb in hand. Snav, who is sitting on bomb train, is ready for that. So Jazz Pimp right now, he knows that most likely the CT is watching the bomb that has been down for his teammates. He has to be very careful of where his next steps might be. Snav will close things out for Timbermen, 16-3. But my god, was it not a close try for Jazz Pimp. Close but no cigar, indeed. That will end map number 1 here. We are going to go ahead and toss it to a quick break before we're back for map number 2, excuse me. We'll see you soon.
Again. our time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
I remember when I saw you at the end of that night. I was looking for some trouble, you were looking alright. Every time you said a word, I was staring at your lips. I don't think I've ever been so close to a love like this. I never met someone like you. I never felt this way, ooh. For your love, I would take potions. For your love, I would cross oceans. All the hurt and the pain, you can take it all away. For your love, I would take potions. Sipping on a little something, I've been sipping too much. I just poured myself a double and I'm thinking about us. Every time I see your face, I think of what I lost. How could all the little moments that we had be so far gone? I never met someone like you. I never felt this way, ooh. For your love, I would take potions. For your love, I would cross oceans. All the hurt and the pain, you could take it all away. For your love, I would take potions. You could take it
Welcome back. We are ready for map number 2, just like that. We're going to go ahead and just jump straight into things. Timbermen currently up 1-0 if you are just tuning in, and now they'll have their choice of side as we move on to map number 2, which I need to update the in-game detail to reflect. There you have it. My name is Ito, and are we seeing a restart? Okay, I thought we were seeing a restart here. Weird position from Thunder Logic here. So strange, in fact, that I didn't even believe that match was live, but they are going to be, nevertheless, just pushing out immediately towards A. No utility, no nothing, and it's because of that it's just going to be a recipe for disaster, as Insane and Snap both find kills before the first one goes away of Thunder Logic right now, but it's just a torrent, it's just a downpour, really, of death, as Thunder Logic just fall one by one. Rabbit and Anderson both find kills, but really, that is almost nothing to work with. Retake will quickly come through from Timbermen as they're able to slice away at each member of Thunder Logic. They'll go up 1-0 early on map number 2 here, continuing that streak of dominance that we saw on Train. And I think that's a pretty scary sign here, considering I believe this is elimination if you were to lose this game. Be careful with how you play it. Losing a pistol, not a fantastic start, but work with what you're given. And what you're given is quite a few Kriegs and a couple of Deagles on the side of Thunder Logic here. Since they got that bomb plant, they are more than happy to try to force up and make lemonade out of lemons, excuse me. Don't want to get that reversed. Actually, it'd be kind of impressive if you could make lemons out of lemonade, because whatever. Anyways, it's not my job. I'm not a comedian. Violent jump spotting. Seeing the MBK tried jump spotting this by holding that left corner. It's a bit of an off angle. Not something that might be punished, as in Shawniak. Again, this is a relatively dry push. Thunder or Jazz Pimp and Pure are the only remaining the only players who have any semblance of utility. Out towards mid is Jazz Pimp, as I mentioned before. He's going to be trying to Molotov connector to start things off here. And Pierre will join him soon after. But a huge lean over towards B. Not sure exactly what happened there, but that is a terrible start for Thunder Logic here, especially if they want to try pushing this round. My cat just came down from the bed. That is interesting. Timberman. Most notably, Insane will be trying to hold down the catwalk with a Krieg, but only gets one for his trouble. It's a 3-on-4 here. Thunder Logic actually have the lead right now. This force-up has actually done pretty damn well for them here, as it's down to Shane in a 1-on-4. You can't exactly say this force has worked for Timberman very well here. Shane will go ahead and try to do as much damage as he possibly can, but it's only a single kill before evening things up. And this is the first time you can see Thunder Logic have had the lead, or at least tied things up. I mean, really, map number 1 was a blowout, so I'm hoping Mirage will be a little bit closer. They're off to a good start, forcing up Deagles and a couple of Kriegs. I think Timbermen are shaking a little. Thinking about what they're going to buy here, it looks like they're opting for pistols with a single MP9. Not much utility to speak of. Smoke flash on Violent and a single flash on Dare. Yeah, they're definitely forcing up into this. Down to $0 on most of them. So they really, I guess, are expecting a lot out of this round. Anything short of 2-3 kills would honestly just kind of be a disaster. Again, you have to take what you got. What they got right now is not much. Really, it's not very pretty. Again, lemons out of lemonade. Or lemonade out of lemons. Whatever you want to say. Round number 3. Standard setup for the Thunder Logic here. Looking for any aggressive pushes from ramp, apartments, or mid. Much less so mid than normal, but Pure is holding it down. And looks like they're going for some early underpass control. Perhaps having a read on that the Timbermen might be trying to go for an aggressive push down underpass. But they've ruled out that possibility now. It's been cleared out by Jazz Pimp and Anderson. I'll slowly shift walk their way over towards A. He's in pretty strong position. Most likely kind of one and done position with this MP9 unless they can really take care of him. But they have plenty of Molotovs, plenty of utility to make a pretty solid execute work for them. What is this that Rabbit is going for? Oh, he's just trying to be quiet while exiting. That makes sense. All 5 players out on A now, as we might be seeing the beginning of torrents of kills here. Slowly walking out. They're just playing contact here. Honestly, they're going in drive with all this utility. I was a little bit scared that they're going for this, but I guess it's doing the job just fine. Rabbit is going to be the only one taken down so far. Otherwise, it is this clean sweep for Thunder Logic, as Insane is the only one left alive. They end up having to expend a little bit of utility to safely get that bomb down, but it is going to be Thunder Logic taking the lead early on in map number 2 here. That contact play out towards A, I was really scared of it, considering if they're going to be buying up that much utility, that's a lot of money down the drain if a single player falls, which we did see Rabbit fall, but you know, he's still doing fine. Has that AUG as well as full armor and full utility. No worries whatsoever. Insane. He's going for a pop towards mid here. The rest of his team is going to go ahead try to take mid control. Classic 2015 Cloud9 strat. But the T's are still playing this in a very default way. Pure, interestingly enough, isn't watching mid like he was for the previous rounds. So I believe they're just trying to play contact over here before they actually toss out that flash. But Thunder Logic are sniffing them out. Watching for any aggressive positions. That mid push from Timbermen has yet to yield any fruit. I don't even believe Jazzpimp has made enough noise to warrant any pushing over towards mid, so this might just be a 5v5 retake that we're seeing here. Rabbit makes a little bit of noise. Can't be exactly happy about that, but little does he know they're in zero danger at all. Anderson's going to be in for a nasty surprise. Hello! Only finds one, but that's going to go ahead and jumpstart the push for Thunder Logic here, as they now know exactly where the Timbermen are lurking and waiting. Shane finds one. Interestingly enough, the Timbermen actually have the man lead here. Actually make it a considerable man lead. It's a 4 versus 2. What is going on here in this eco round here? This was a full eco from the Timbermen, and they're going to get away with it with 4 people alive. Are you kidding me? You can't be doing that on an eco round. Thunder Logic just throw it away completely. That post plant was just non-existent. And Timbermen are able to go up on 2 now. They had full USPs and a single flashbang. They didn't even have armor. And they managed to come out on top. What a massive blunder from Thunder Logic. They are going to be dropping round number 4. And man, do they have to be pretty steamed about that. Pause is going to be taken. Coach Zevra is most likely going to be chewing them out right now. Have to be pretty angry at that. And really, that was just... The ESEA was taken just fine, but they were getting a ton of frags. There was no smoke towards connector until it was, you know, too late, really. And they just dropped so many people at this point, or at that point, just lost players. It was just unbelievably played by Timbermen, honestly. That is not something you should ever, ever see on an eco round. And the fact that Timbermen got away with it, well, they have to be pretty proud of that. Perhaps it's a pause just to stop the momentum, because Timbermen, again, maybe they're going to be trying to ride some of that. Insane has yet to buy. Not exactly sure. Most likely just going to be buying like a M4, but not quite enough money for the CTs to choose an AWP, which Pure has actually chosen. But they have double Kriegs, which might do the job just fine. Pause still coming through. This is a lot longer than the standard pause, so I'm starting to think it's a technical one. Oh, I just got proven wrong, didn't I? That's my luck. Number 5 will come through after a excruciatingly crazy round from Timbermen. Full eco, and they're going to be rewarded with a healthy buy. Thunder Logic will be scraping together everything they have, but if they lose this round, they're going to be in for a hard time. They're only going to have 1900 of that loss bonus to work with. Early nade goes out towards top mid. Doesn't find much of anything. Rabbit is actually pushing behind his cat smoke. Perhaps able to find Snav if he were to peek anymore. Snap has to be careful. He's making a little bit noise as he exits connector, and that gives Rabbit's position away. So he'll rotate. Now knows exactly where one player is. Dare sitting in window. Will force Snap to rotate through CT. Keep it safe. But Dare's in a very interesting position. I like this. Interesting flashes coming out. I'm not really sure if that does the job that they're looking for, but maybe Jazz Pimp will go ahead and deliver on all the things that Thunder Logic need right now. Finds 2 incredible kills to open up that A bomb site, and Shonyak with another. Shonyak was someone who's very quiet in that first map, but seemed to at least starting to make some noise on map number 2, Mirage. And it's Violent left in a 1 versus 4. Finds 1 kill, make it a second one, the Creek coming into play. He's going to go ahead and try to get away with his life here. This gun is too good to drop for a clutch that's most likely going to be unwinnable. The clock is already pretty far ticked by now. And we should see Thunder Logic taking control of their ship and set it sailing towards the path of victory here as they go up on 3. They had a few hiccups, sure, but as long as they got the job done in the following round, I guess you can't be too upset with it. Money, good enough for both teams to buy up fully into this. We're going to see that op come out from Dare. He's going for a glass cannon. Interesting. I would imagine he's going to try taking Snap's position over towards connector. I want to see where Snap chooses to play now, though, because they're rotating 3 towards A. And Snap going to try double committing this, or is he just going to flash his teammate out mid? Not exactly sure. Dare's in a pretty strong position, though. If they go for the jump, they failed the jump boost. And, well, luckily Dare fails the shot that he needs to get that frag, and Thunder Logic actually just explode towards mid and find a kill. 3 versus 4. Violent still stepping up with that Krieg that he saved from last round, as Timbermen look to try to stabilize in round number 6 here. They seem to be struggling to do it. 2 on 3. Bomb soon to get planted. Rabbit will get it down, and it's a pretty fantastic plant as well. The player could be Cat and be safe. Speaking of Cat, the player towards there will be quickly eliminated with Insane right behind it. Clean round from Thunder Logic. That's more like it. This is exactly the kind of execute I was expecting from a team like Thunder Logic, in all honesty. You have to see more of that. Because they're playing to lose, really, at this point. Violent with a single smoke. Everyone else on relatively low tier pistols. Going for an A stack. Thunder Logic are going to go for a mixed sort of default here. Going very aggressively towards mid. And might be able to sneak up on the Timbermen here and make their tree fall. Violent finds the first one. Quickly traded out by Shonyak. And oh god, don't tell me we're going to see it again here. They're whittling away at them, but Shonyak luckily able to find the kills that they most likely need. And again, that disaster won't happen twice here. Jazz Pimp, pick up a USB. And will avoid danger for another round. I was a little bit scared, in all honesty. Considering after what happened in their full eco towards mid. Things aren't going to be too scary this time around. Violent, I believe his team... Oh, they're going for a triple cat push over towards mid. Do they want to go run boost or something like this? I think this could be pretty good, damn good, because Shonyak, excuse me, is spotted right behind the mid boxes here, and he has a lot to deal with here, and it comes in the form of many players. He deals with one, but there's still 2 of them waiting. A execute quick from Thunder Logic now as they just try to push their way in as fast as they possibly can before those rotates from the CTs make their way over to the site. Jungle is not smoked, though, and that's a potential sight land that they have to be worried about. Bomb will get planted, but Violent, who has double committed over towards CT, has actually been able to find another kill. And Dare, as well, denies another player. 2 versus 3. Timbermen most likely going to be trying to boost into the window. And Dare is potentially a very strong position. They don't have a lot of utility to work with anymore, and they aren't planting that bomb, so they most likely want to bring it over towards B. But Snav comes out on top of that fight, and it's up to Pure. 1-on-3. He was one of my players to watch, and he knows at least where one player is, based off of his reaction to that smoke. But this is a very tough, I'd argue impossible clutch to win. Bomb is down, 30 seconds, AWP, low HP. I can't see him getting much mileage out of this round. And Snav is aware of it, but has not given up his life yet. But Dare will finish the job, a double for him. 2 incredibly crucial kills, I'd argue. That first kill in particular was absolutely necessary for Timbermen to take that round and make it 3-5. And Thunder Logic, well, they're going to have another bye, but it's not going to be pretty. Anderson's stuck on a deagle. Pure has an AWP in hand. Wasn't kept from the last round. I'm surprised he actually just tried to save it. In particular, why would you take that fight with no utility, no preparation whatsoever? Dares is quickly able to come out on top of that and make it a very early 4 versus 5. Jaspimp makes his way over towards Underpass with Rabbit. But things have suddenly come to a halt for now. Now they desperately need some map position. Bomb is down over towards T-spawn, so they're going to start playing it as a default for now. Jaspimp, who has pushed into window, takes a leg shot. And his position, in the position is given up from Dare, and Dare nazes himself. Perhaps a little bit of pity damage. But double stack towards CT. Dare's a little bit scared, and really, can you blame him? That nade otherwise would have taken out Jaspimp, interestingly enough, so sometimes it's the small things, but Timbermen, they can just sit on their laurels right now. They can stay relaxed because they have a pretty massive mana advantage super early on in this round, and really will force a hand of Thunder Logic. Bomb is getting rotated over towards A, where Anderson will be looking to push out with his teammates Rabbit and Shomniak, and Jaspimp holding down the fort over towards window. Now, he's still in position, and he will have to make noise if he moves out anywhere except jungle and CT. So they have to know at least where one player is. Execute will come out towards A, and most likely given a bomb planned, and Anderson in a very scary position. I wasn't really sure what he was going for there. Jaspimp finds a very crucial frag onto 1, gets away with his life before Violent is able to respond. That smoke is soon going to dissipate from CT here, and Thunder Logic are going to be in for a very, very scary surprise. But Shomniak deals with 1, makes it a double as well. Looking for a triple, nearly hits a shot, but Shane is able to counteract with a dink as well. It's a 4-on-2 for this retake, and this round is done and dusted. Thunder Logic get away with it. It was a 4 versus 5 with like 1:30 left on the clock. I really don't understand how Timbermen failed to, capitalize and win that round, really. You're going to be seeing a force up in the way of pistols from the Timbermen. Not off to a hot start on the CT side here. Quick push out towards A from Thunder Logic here. Dare, it looks like he was searching for a knife kill, but 2 frags from Snav and Shane will go ahead and do the job instead. Bomb will get planted. Jaspimp finds another kill on top of that through the smoke onto Violent. And Snav, unfortunately, no luck for him. It's a 1-on-3. About standard for an eco. If they can get another frag, though, that would be a pretty good sign for Timbermen. But unfortunately, that dream won't come true. Thunder Logic will go up on 7, very close to winning this T-side half. And Thunder Logic at this point, I was a little bit scared on their executes, but they're beginning to look like a well-oiled machine, honestly. Maybe they're starting to take a step back and work with those advantages that Timbermen haven't really given them. At least willing, or have given them. Jeez, I'm stepping over my own words all the time today. So I'm watching mid. Underpass also being prodded by Rabbit in particular, but Insane, hello! How did he do that? Aggressive smoke into apartments! Oh no, he's not ready for the second one, but Pierce still loses the fight! Insane! Single-handedly brings Timbermen barreling into this round, and he might get away with his life as well. They try to Molotov out of his position, but he's hungry for more. He's not going to give up just yet, because he's going to be granted nearly another kill. Wallbangs through his teammate, and Insane. All 3 remaining members of Thunder Logic are low on HP. And Violent will rotate over to the B site with Dare holding towards Market. And they have to start taking things slow now. They have a man disadvantage. And all potential areas where they could be going out B are going to be watched like a hawk. I'm not sure if rotations are the play. That seems it's what Thunder Logic have decided on as they rotate their way towards underpass. They have quite a bit of utility to work with. Plenty of flashes, a single smoke on Anderson, and a Molotov as well on the man. Also wielding an op. They're going to be going for a double boost. In towards CT. Snav spots the shots but doesn't try to commit to the fight. He has to give up that info now. And whoever it is on the A site, I believe it's Shane, has to be able to reply. Violent will find the first one. Shane missing a few shots and jumps. Nearly loses his life. But thank God Violent is there to try to save the day as he picks up a triple. All players low HP and all of them go down. Debating having a double op set up, but they're fine with just one. And Timbermen will go ahead and escape to that round thanks to the heroics of Insane in particular. Violent may have showed up a little more in the kill feed, but it was all Insane all the way there. That aggressive smoke into B apartments was vital for their success. Up towards mid. Oh, nice KZ. That's why I gotta practice your KZ. It's good for a kill. Jazz Pimp goes down. Perfect start for Timbermen, but we've seen them lose these 4 versus 5s before. They have to be careful. They have to change up what they did from that last round, lest they lose again. 8-7 will be a pretty nice looking scoreline for Thunder Logic, but Timbermen, I'd argue that's vital, really. Snav getting tacked down to low HP. Man advantage nearly evened up, and Rabbit will actually go ahead and do the trick. As Darren and Snav both chime in with kills. It's 2 versus 3 here. Anderson and Shawniak. And Shawniak, who wasn't showing up too much on map 1, has been making a lot of noise in map number 2 here. Unfortunately, miscommunication on that flashbang as bomb, which is still sitting in T-spawn, will have to get picked up by Anderson. Has to be careful that there's no CTs waiting. And Shawniak unscopes at just the wrong time, nearly loses his life. He has to be super careful with every angle he peeks, because you never know where someone is watching. They have a little bit of utility. Anderson will pop down 1, but he might lose his life. Gonna be going for the pop flash over towards stairs here. It's gonna be good for 1. Can't quite fight the second though, but he knows exactly where Snav is waiting, and Anderson pulls it out! Another 4 versus 5 ruined for Timbermen. And again, I keep on saying, but I was not convinced at all by Shawniak on train. But my God, he just seriously pulled that round out of his pocket for Thunder Logic. Picks up 2 vital kills. That pop flash did wonders for Thunder Logic. They didn't even need that bomb down. No bomb, no problem. As they'll go up an 8, officially winning this half. But well, with an eco going to be next up on board for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they can extend this further and further. Quick execute over towards B. And the T's will come pouring out. Pure is spotted by Insane, but the shots aren't taken. Rabbit will take care of any sort of intruders. Over towards Catwalk and over towards Market as well. Snav finds 1 for his trouble. Can't quite find a second though. Those SMGs are so good, and Thunder Logic will go up on 9. Timbermen will be choosing to buy a single op into this. I thought they were debating the second op for a while, but no, it's just going to be M4 in the hands of Shane. And really, Timbermen, this wasn't the one that we're seeing on train. Again, not their map pick. Something to be expected, sure, but it wasn't even feeling like we were seeing a ton of insane strats for a while. It was just sometimes just them hitting their shots. Speaking of which, Shane gets another 4 versus 5, taking down Pierre. Timbermen, I feel like they actually have more luck when they're at a man, when they're on equal man situation than when they have a man advantage. They can't throw away another one, especially a second in a row like that. That would be devastating for the economy at the very least for them. They need to start pulling some rounds together. That's not a good start though. Dare, the opper towards mid, gets taken down. And Rabbit, again, shows up with a frag. It's Snav getting taken down. And the ESEA is just cracked right open. Anderson finds another. This is another 4 versus 5 thrown away by Timbermen. It's going to soon be a 1 versus 4. Because Insane will be forced to save his gun for another rainy day. But really, Timbermen, I'd honestly favor them more at this point if they're playing 5 versus 5, because 4 versus 5, they seem to not really know what to do, and they've lost 2 rounds in a row, 3 overall this game. And I'm not really liking how Timbermen have been doing on the CT side thus far. On the plus side, though, we are nearing the end. Well, on the plus side for Timbermen, that is. And Thunder Logic, they're looking honestly indomitable right now. I said that for Timbermen on train, but they're looking fantastic. They're going to be choosing a scout on Dare. Everyone else forcing up SMGs. A UMP in the hands of Insane. Shane going under Palace, most likely with an MP9. Actually choosing to make it a little more aggressive over towards T-Ramp. This is a little bit of a switch up. But that switch up, unfortunately, is kind of the wrong read in this situation, because it's going to be all Thunder Logic as they push their way in towards B here. Dare actually finds one shot. Actually, another one. Violent drops as well. It's a 3-on-5. Luckily, Pure and Jazz are able to find kills, but Violent, not without making some noise, will find another kill and nearly a third before he finally gets taken out by Violent. It's a 2-on-2 here. Slight advantage in favor of Thunder Logic right now, as they will have that bomb to play around. But the HP does not favor them. I think Jazz Pimp, he has a flash here, so I think he's going to try to play second in here. And Shane gets snuffed out. It's up to Dare, 1 versus 2. And it's not going to be able to win that. 4-11 Thunder Logic. I was not exactly convinced by Timberman's CT side whatsoever here, and I feel like Thunder Logic are looking a lot more like the advanced team that I was expecting. They showed up with an incredible T-side attack, and really overall are looking primed to take this map. Assuming they win the pistol, I would argue they could get away with winning the 16-4. It's a pretty heavy scoreline though, but it shows that map picks can often favor whoever feels more comfortable on it. Timbermen, again, I don't feel like a lot of the time it's been like these crazy strats. It just feels like they don't exactly have the right positions. I mean, when I think back on all the rounds that Timbermen won in that first half, it was the pistol and follow-up round, so that's 2 right there. I think the third might have been a gun round, but I know that fourth was that full eco that they did over towards mid. So at the very least, Timbermen have that kind of highlight round to look back on and enjoy for the sheer craziness that it was. But otherwise, those hiccups have gone away for Thunder Logic, and they're looking a lot better for wear. We're soon going to be heading into the second half, I would imagine. I want to go ahead and take a look and see what things are like for them right now. Topping the scoreboard on the side of Thunder Logic has been Anderson, with Jazz Pimp behind at 13. Anderson at 15. Heading into the second pistol round, Thunder Logic want to continue their lead that they have built on this T side onto the CT. Now they have their chance of defending. And Pure is going for an interesting push into Palace. Has to be careful. At least knows one's there. And he has to be careful. Hits the shot, but isn't quite able to get the kill. A little bit of a struggle, but finally finishes things on Violent. Now Thunder Logic will get into some pretty cheeky positions, as in Shomniak and Anderson, excuse me, are holding towards mid. Rabbit over towards B. And then Jazz Pimp and Pure over towards A. Looks like Timbermen are slowly starting to walk their way over towards B, where a bomb is waiting. And it might be their final destination. Smoke will go out. I believe that's towards Cat. So they're expecting a Cat player. Have to be careful for the possible underpass. Oh, are they going to be trying to go for a split mid-B? Interesting. Well, Insane spots one. Tries to take care of him, but Insane was not ready. Luckily, Shane is there to clean things up here. It's a 4-on-3, and I can't see them actually winning this. Perhaps I'm wrong, though. It's a 3-on-3. They're going to get guaranteed a bomb plant. So worst case scenario, they're going to be able to buy into this next round. Force if they want to. Wait, no, they didn't even win that follow-up round. I just remembered. Thunder Logic just won that second round as well, so maybe they can recreate what they did. But Shane is in a very strong position, unfortunately. Shifts way up just the wrong time, and Dare will go down as a result. So 1-on-2. Here will have to do it all, but Timbermen will win that second pistol round and get onto a crucial 5th. This is another situation where Thunder Logic can realistically get away with forcing, but it's not going to be as pretty as the first time around as they did it on that T side, considering that they don't have any of the Kriegs that we saw, or Augs rather. They're only going to have pistols, so this should be another round on the board for Timbermen. But you can't count anything out yet. We've seen crazy eco wins. And a round like this, it wouldn't even be the craziest one we've seen so far this game. Snap finds that first one on the Jazz Pimp. CT's already at a disadvantage. They're trying to, I guess, mimic the kind of strat that Timbermen were pulling off. They spot one player who is scouting over towards TV room, but bomb is dropped in T-spawn and they need to grab that. Interesting peek, Insane. Peeking right behind it, has yet to see anyone close top mid, but Pure, waiting on the end of Cat, will be the only face to worry about for now. Over towards B though, a little bit of action is happening. Dare fires off a couple of shots, but has safely stayed alive for a while. Rotates will start happening over towards mid here, but Insane is in a very tricky position right now, a sticky situation, and loses his life. It's now 4-on-4, 4-on-3. Luckily, Dare goes ahead and brings things back in the favor of the T side here, but Anderson will be peeking off the top of the stairs. Nearly gets one for his trouble. Violent down to 2 HP. Dare most likely dead as well, but it's a post plant and most likely a 6 for Timbermen here. Good so far from Thunder Logic though. They've kept this competitive despite this being up against pistols here. And Rabbit, unfortunately, unable to find a third, but caused quite a bit of damage. Only 2 bodies down, though. That's not enough for Thunder Logic. Perhaps round number 18 will be the trick for them here, as they decide to fully buy into this one. 5 M4s across the board, and Shawniak, the only one with a silenced one. Interestingly enough, as this kind of shows off the meta. But quick T-push from them here. Jazz Pimp ready, willing, and able to hit the shot. Pure comes up right behind it, finds another one as well. This quick execute has done nothing but trouble for Timbermen right now, as they're all falling one by one here. Dare spots out exactly where Jazz Pimp is, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to find the kill before his teammates start getting in for some of the action. 12-6, Thunder Logic win that crucial gun round. It's in a very quick fashion too. That smoke from Thunder Logic at the A ramp really just made it so hard for Timbermen to realistically push out of, because, I mean, what were they going to do other than just push through that smoke and be on the other side? If they wanted to keep that fast pace that they really seemed eager to try to pull off over towards the A site. We even saw it with that third face and Snav falling towards apartments or palace. That change of pace, that very quick style, was definitely not the recipe for success, and Timbermen looked quite a bit shaky on that. Pure will go down at the hands of Violent and his Deagle. Flash out towards mid. We'll go ahead and try to even things up. Perhaps get revenge on Violent. And this nade actually might do the trick. Eats quite a bit of damage, but it's a couple of shots behind it that really snuffs him out. Insane has also been spotted in apartments. It's a 2-2 split. Soon to be a 1-3 split, it seems. As in Shawniak over towards window. Spots one over towards underpass. That might be pretty telling that they want to be going for an A mid split. But it would be the wrong read. And Shawniak might be able to get the kill here. Snap doesn't win that duel. Now it favors Thunder Logic yet again here. This eco has not exactly worked out for them in the way they possibly hoped. If they can pick up Snav's gun, perhaps they can make something work. But it's going to be a tough ask, no matter how you slice it. Shawniak struggles over towards Connector and loses his life. Jazz Pimp will be the second up now. Spots the body of one. Doesn't want to commit to the fight just yet, especially since he just spotted another. Wants to take this one-tap duel, but Insane on the Deagle has been, well, insane. And they're starting to push their way in, slowly but surely over towards mid. One drops. That's in the form of Dare, but they will most likely get this bomb dropped. Insane will pick up the AK for trouble as well. Insane now in a 1 versus 2. Finds that crucial trade frag that killed his teammate Shane, but I think it's done and dusted for him. They're able to get the defuse. They're able to pick up the round and go up on 13. Timbermen, again close but no cigar. Look at that. I like that. That's cute. I feel like Timbermen had a good thing going for a while there, but I'm really surprised we just haven't seen a full-on, you know, standard A execute. You know, smokes in all the works. I mean, sure, that wasn't the round they do it. The fact that they got bombed down when they're on an eco like that is impressive in its own right, but I'm so surprised we aren't seeing it this time around. They're opting for some mid-control instead. Pierre and Anderson. Oh, Anderson's actually in a super sneaky spot right now. I'm not exactly yeah, okay, I think Shane is aware of this. Oh, but he turns away at the wrong time. Anderson plays with his food before he eats it. Takes down one. Insomniac with another. And just like that, a 3-on-5. 0 response from the Timbermen. Still have a little bit of time to work with, but when they have a man disadvantage like this, it's really hard to justify any sort of semblance of possibility of them coming back in this round. It would be nothing short of a miracle, considering Thunder Logic have basically every advantage that they could hope for. And it's going to be made a little bit better, as they actually both find frags. 3v2, but low HP. And make it a 2 versus 2. Don't tell me, Timbermen. Don't tell me you're going to go ahead and just do this to them. They're going to be at least guaranteed a bomb plant, so they've already made something fantastic out of this round. But if they can get away with a round win, that would be a whole other story. Thunder Logic, they cannot possibly choke this now. Oh, but God, are they doing it? It's going to be Rabbit now stuck in a 1 versus 2. This was down from a 5 versus 2. They have not dropped a single player since, despite being on low HP, and they might face flawless this round out. Honestly, Dare and Insane left to do it all. But they can just jump spot this, play this quietly. They know exactly where one is. Oh, but a fantastic shot from Dare closes out the 4K for him, and a 7th round on the board for the Timbermen. That was another round that they should not have given up, though. Really, you just can't help but kick yourself if you're on the side of Thunder Logic. I'm not sure if it's partially due to the clutchness that really Timbermen are able to pull out, but at the same time, Thunder Logic are just choking away some of these vital rounds that they cannot lose. They are going to be going for a quick underpass play, the CTs. Maybe they'll actually choose to make their way up towards mid instead. Snav spots it out. No knows that it has to be in mid play. And Dare's ready for it. Waiting on this other side with an op here. Shoulder peeks one. But isn't able to thread the needle on the shot. Closing the gap more considerably will be Violent as they both find a frag. This is about standard for an anti-eco. Again, Timbermen have lost man advantages like this. Actually, one more rounds where they're at a disadvantage and an advantage, which is strange to think. Perhaps the real clutch factor is just to lose a player early on. They seem to play like a well-oiled machine when they do that. Violent is slowly trying to push up towards Cat. As Anderson is waiting in the ladder room, might be gifted a free frag, but hopefully it's going to be snuffed out. They have plenty of utility. No reason not to be thorough, really. Snap pushing out towards Connector. Finds Pure, but isn't able to find the shot. And Pure actually capitalizes it on a second as well. Now, this is where the real challenge begins, because all the keys are going to start coming out right now. Violence. It's a pretty fantastic set of bullets onto Anderson here. That Deagle is doing some pretty considerable damage, but needs a little bit more kick for Thunder Logic to come out on top of this round. He actually gets triple here. So Pure most likely losing this round, sure, but they've made quite a big dent in the economy of Timbermen right now, and as the time is starting to go lower and lower, I was a little bit scared there if Rabbit got that kill, but luckily it will be denied, and Timbermen will go up on 8. Scary for sure, but Thunder Logic, they made a little bit of noise, all thanks to Pure. He was the player that I chose to highlight on the side of Thunder Logic here, and it's honestly rounds like that show why. I mean, sure, that was an eco round, and it's not a round that they won, but it did look flashy, and it did give them at least a fighting chance and whittle down the economy just a little bit more. It looks like Anderson is going to be boosting his teammate up on this cat box. To go for some mid control. Things are looking pretty standard and slow from Timbermen. They're using a lot of utility just to get some of this basic mid control since they didn't take it early on. Snap holding underpass for any potential pushes. Do they read this as a eco round from Thunder? I don't believe so, but the way they're playing right now, Kind of seems like it. Okay, definitely not, since Shane is in such an aggressive position. I would imagine just based off of his positioning alone, we can already deduce that this is most likely going to be an A execute. With all the bells and whistles. Jazz Pimp sing towards CT, has a flash ready for mid in case they want to peek that. It's a double commit, and Violent, don't you dare peek your head. Shane, waiting in Palace right now, will have a end put to his life. 4 versus 5. Now at a disadvantage here. They haven't even made it onto the site, and they're falling one by one here. Those ops are coming into play fantastically for them. It will be stuck left to Violent. 1 on 4 here. Finds a first one, turns away just the wrong time. Nearly gets a spray chance for back onto Rabbit since he struggled a little bit with his bullets, but Thunder Logic will go up on that much needed 14. Now they're only 2 rounds away from forcing this to a map number 3. That double op setup definitely worked wonders for Logic so far. And I would imagine they want to try bringing it back, surely. No, choose it. Excuse me, it seems that they want to go back to a single. I guess they have scoped weapons to work with. Basically the same thing, right? Timbermen get a lot of mid control. Or trying to get a lot of mid control, at least. And they actually will make up their way towards Cat here. So that Cat positioning has been given up here. But I don't think it's going to be good enough for actually them to push into the site here. It's a 3 versus 3. Again, they're going to be granted another bomb plant. But it has to be one of the safest plants that you can ever hope for. And I don't even think they're going to get away with that. Considering it's Dare in a 1 on 3. We'll barely pick up that Krieg. But I don't think this is a fight or a round that he can win. It's going to take a miracle. Especially since he doesn't have a lot to work with here. He's spotted, but bomb is down. This jump peek is pretty good from Jazz Pimp. I actually never knew about that, but it was really good to have the read on Dare, what he was planning. He's going to be retracing his steps over towards apartments. It looks like they actually aren't watching from this. This is potentially smart from Dare, but I think as soon as he finds 1 kill, we'll know for sure what's going on with the second. Still, no one is onto his position just yet, and Dare has been a very impressive player, not only for this map, but this entire series as well. Makes a little bit of noise. As soon as he drops here, he's going to be in big trouble. If he can find this first kill, he actually makes some noise as he drops down, takes down Jazz Pimp. It's now him versus Insomniac here. Has an AWP in hand in 20 seconds. This actually, I would argue, favors Dare at the moment here. He has barely any time to work with here, but he needs to start getting that bomb plant soon. And Shawniak knows it. He looks away at just the wrong time. He's making a lot of noise as he does it. And Shawniak is going to be pushing up slowly on him. If he can win this fight, though, this would be huge for Timberman. Unfortunately, though, it's a round. He will not win. And Shawniak, that is a round that Timberman desperately needed. And the fact that they won't is honestly salt in the wound. At this point, you have to be thinking, while this entire BM sequence is going down, which, I'll be real here, quite a bit of BM is going down, you have to be thinking, what are we going to do for round number 15? The best that Timberman can hope for on Mirage here is forcing it to overtime. And there's still a long, long road before they even get close to doing that. Dare gave it his heroic, sitting on 20 frags right now. Second highest in the server next to Jazz Pimp. But they need more. They need a kicker here. Because right now, Thunder Logic, they want to force us to map number 3. They're looking very good. A few hiccups, sure, but hiccups be damned. Oh, speaking of a hiccup, window control given up almost entirely, thanks to a single Molotov and good spray through the smoke. Nets Anderson, at least some information. Not a lot of damage, a little bit onto Insane, and he's ready for it, though. He actually tries to get this commit onto a player in window and comes out on top of this stool. It's a 3 on 4. Rabbit has to quickly rotate over. It's a 3 on 2 now. Thunder Logic, they might stay alive for one more round here. The C4 has been planted, as our lovely Counter-Strike announcer mentioned. The CTs are in a tough place. They're just going to go ahead and try to save their guns. There's absolutely zero reason to go for something like this. Really. You are one round away from forcing this to a third map. Rabbit likes his cleaning products. Yeah, he knows it. He knows that he likes that clean product. But what was I saying? Oh, yes. Thunder Logic, they're only one round away from closing out this entire game. There's no reason to go for a suicidal retake like that. That would ruin your economy. So, played safely by the Logic side. Enter this next round, round number, if I can do math here, it's going to be 26 that they're entering here. Can I do math? No, it's 25, damn it. Round number 25. It's been a long day, I swear. Thunder Logic are going to scrape together everything they have. It's not pretty, but again, that really isn't their big problem right now. This is all on the Timbermen, really. Thunder Logic can afford dropping some rounds here. And Shawniak being boosted on top of Catbox. Doesn't find a player waiting over towards Chair. As he sees a smoke go whizzing past, might be able to find Insane. That's a huge question mark if he actually will. I'm not even sure if Insane will check this off angle. He does! The op scope actually gives away in Shawniak's position and makes him nearly get his head blown off. Or his, well, different body parts blown off. I guess it wasn't exactly a headshot. But Insane, I don't think he's ready for this. A 1 deke to the noggin will go ahead and allow them to go up on 4 versus 5. And that just might be the recipe for them to bring it to map number 3. Snav trying to strike back as much as he can here. It's a 3-on-3. And they lose another player. Soon to be another because Shane is relatively low on HP. Same story with Dare. And they need to get this bomb down because they're in a very scary scenario right now. Shane actually doesn't get the frag. It is Dare to do the job. Rabbit in a 1-on-2 here. Looks to push through the smoke. He can go for something crazy here if he actually wants to. But he's spotted out immediately. Finds the first frag. Don't tell me he's going to get the second. Unfortunately, no. Shane wins that very important duel and keeps the Timbermen alive. It's been the same story. Jazz Pimp has really done a fantastic job for his team. He has only sat on 65 ADR, has the highest amount of frags, second highest amount of frags on the server, next to Dare. He's been doing a good job at closing out those crucial picks. Exactly what the doctor ordered. You know, on the side of PRR, though, I have to also say, big props to him for having such a pretty insane ADR in the second half. If you see he's sitting on 122 ADR. Again, that's only for the second half, but still a pretty good sample of rounds to go by. He's been consistently good and has brought Thunder Logic to this point. However, isn't quite good enough, at least on this 11th round of the second half here, as they're stuck on the pistols. Timbermen are playing this incredibly slow, excruciatingly slow, in fact. They have to know that they're on a full eco. They don't want to get Timbermened, lest they get forced to a map 3. Dare will be boosted up into window most likely. Top fragger in the server has been pretty marvelous for his team. But they have to be careful with how they prod this out. Rabbit is the only one spotting towards B. The remaining members of Thunder Logic are all towards CT here. One spotted out just like that. But when there's smoke, there's fire. And Timbermen are going to start to realize that and possibly rotate over to B almost immediately. Rabbit is about to be in for the nightmare of his lifetime here. Getting spammed out. Actually, I'm a bit scared for Dare's position right now. Luckily, he's watching his back, and Rabbit is able to find a single kill. Finally taken out by Snav. And Dare, I believe he might have spotted Jazz Pimp. That shoulder patch gave him away. And this should be a done and dusted round for Timbermen here. Most likely bring it to 11. I don't see a world at all where Thunder Logic come out on top of here. I would imagine maybe Pure wants to go ahead and try to find a Zeus kill. It's going to be kind of a hard guess if they're going to be... Oh, okay. Okay, I like this. Interesting start from Pure. Or interesting stuff from Pure, I should say. I really like this cat box on Thunder Logic, it seems. But Dare doesn't want to have fun with any of that. Still has that Zeus, so he might be able to find a gun. Best case scenario, you get a Krieg and you get out with your life. But worst case scenario, that happens. You get domed instantly by Insane. And Timbermen go up yet another round. And Thunder Logic, they have another full buy in their hands here. They're not going to be seeing any ops. And again, I really like that double op play that they're trying out. But it's been neglected in favor of the scopes. In the form of an AUG. Insane, I believe that's a... What is that smoke? Wow, that's a very cool smoke. I actually haven't seen that one before. I'm not sure if exactly it hit like they were supposed to, but I think that blocks off a good amount of connector. So most likely mid-A split is what at least gives off the impression of. And speaking of mid, Snav finds a kill onto Anderson. Molotov out towards window. Flash right behind it. Snav will get away with safely without taking more than about 70 damage. Not pretty, but not the end of the world by any mean either. Shawniak has taken window control again. Oh, I feel so sorry for Rabbit right now. He's in a tough position right now. If they were to push out A, he'd be in for a pretty terrible hold. Trust me, having had to be the anchor on B alone is not a fun experience. Jazzpimp slowly pushing up towards mid here, trying to scout for some information right now. And actually, this is a lot of information given to them. If they were just to wait in TV room right now, they might be gifted a frag. Jazzpimp? At least he hears a couple of footsteps, I would imagine. Insane finds a first kill. Nearly given a second one. Dare waiting on the other side. Hits the shot. That's disgusting. You can't hit shots like that. Insane goes down at the hands of Pure. And Rabbit, again, there's only so much you can hope for when you're a B anchor alone. And with 30 seconds roughly on the clock, they will get that bomb down. And Pure, this is another round where he can just save most likely. And I wouldn't be surprised if Timbermen start asking for a pause soon. Because things are starting to get out of control right now. They have one or two more buys before Timbermen force overtime here. And really, when he had such a massive round margin like that to work with, I mean, it was 11-4 at halftime. And they made it this competitive already. I'm a little bit scared. Pierre finds a nice exit frag. Snav might be able to trade that out, though. No. Pierre will get away. And Snav actually goes down to the bomb. That's a Krieg out of the hands of Snav and out of the T's in general. So it's not all pretty for Timbermen. Don't get me wrong. But each individual Timberman will be able to buy up. And that's not the same story that you can say for Thunder Logic. They will force up what they have, though. It's in the form of a couple of Deagles. No player below 1,500. On the side of Timbermen, though, they're looking pretty. They have plenty of money for days, especially Shane, nearly 9,000. Smoke up, and a Molotov towards window. Quick execute from Timbermen so far. Towards mid, most likely trying to make their way into window. But it will make a little bit of noise, and Shawniak will be there to greet them. And you don't want to be greeted by a CT. This isn't Walmart. This is Counter-Strike. Pure has actually taken the place over Rabbit over at B, who has been neglected to the anchor role this time around. Tosses a smoke down, and he's ready for the inevitable push, but I'm not sure if he's ready for just a sheer amount of artillery behind it. Violent finds one kill onto Rabbit, but Pure finds one as well. It's a 3-on-4. And he will be upgrading to an AK. No more M4 for you. He has no idea where Snav is, though. Actually dropping. He will find Violent. This is actually a pretty good-looking round for Thunder Logic right now. Oh, it's all going up in flames. Luckily, they're able to find kills, but it's a 3-on-2. Make it a 2-on-2 here. And this is not a secure round whatsoever for Timbermen. At this point, it's going to take some incredible Counter-Strike for them to close this out. This should not have been a round that you counted Thunder Logic in. But thanks to some amazing plays by Pure and Jazzpimp, they've been able to find some very crucial kills that they need. Dare will be boosted up into window and Snav as well. These are two of the players I would really hope that you would have on Timbermen to try to close things out just based off their performance on map 1. But let's see if they can continue map number 2 here. They have to find at least one frag here, and then wherever they go will be their final destination. And Shawniak, I'm not sure if he's going to have a chance in this lifetime to do anything. Spotted out immediately. That's at the very least a bomb plant guaranteed for the Timbermen here, and most likely the round as well. But at the same time, it cannot be understated how close Thunder Logic made that. They made it at one point very scary. I believe it was actually in favor of them for a good while. Anderson most likely just going to go ahead and try to save this Krieg for this next round, round number 28. And really, can you blame him? As soon as Timbermen start to realize that most likely he's not going to be going for this retake, I think they'll be safe to try to close things out. Anderson's actually in a perfect position to find maybe both of these kills, honestly. Oh, well, he scopes away at the wrong time, and his position's given away. That's timing for you. As the bomb detonates, that will be a Krieg saved in the hand of Thunder Logic, again inching closer towards overtime. Thunder Logic, this is most likely going to be their last full buy here. They have that max loss bonus. So Rabbit, yeah, he'll be able to force up here. Okay, so assuming Timbermen win this round, Thunder Logic are going to have one more shot with at least a decent economy to close out this map and bring it to number 3. Otherwise, Timbermen will be inching closer towards overtime, which in that case, the number to look for would be 19. But let's not count our chickens before they hatch, because there's still quite a bit more Counter-Strike to be played. Both of these teams have definitely shown up in their own considerable ways. I was not sold on Timbermen at all after their CT side, but perhaps it's starting to wake up. Insane will open things up with a fantastic frag onto Anderson. That was over towards B. I believe he was just jump spotting that. Didn't seem to work out for him whatsoever. And it will be Rabbit left alone. He'll smoke out. I'm not exactly sure if that was the best use of a smoke, but I guess he just wanted to be safer rather than sorry. That's a very aggressive smoke as well. Insane is going to go ahead and Molotov, try to cover his tracks. Minute left on the clock. Timbermen had the lead here. This is their round to lose. We've seen them lose rounds like this so many times, though. I cannot even securely say they... I can't exactly even see them winning this, really, just with their past history. Insane over towards bottom mid here. If he got a boost into window, that would be fantastic, but not sure if he'll be granted that. Pure over towards stairs might be able to even things up if he gets a frag onto Insane here. But they'll execute, and those flashes need to start happening soon, and it's going to be coming down in just a torrent of kills for Timbermen here, as it's down to Insomniac and Rabbit. 2 people on the anchor and rotator roles respectively, as they will be looking for round number 30. This is a nearly impossible to win retake. Made it a little bit easier by Rabbit finding that kill onto Insane. But still, they just want to keep these guns. This last round is... well, I wouldn't say it's for all the marbles, but it's for all the marbles on map number 2 here. Timbermen have already given up a considerable amount of people, but really, they're not in danger here. It's fine if they drop a few more players. They have plenty of money for this. They could bring out ops if they want to. Whatever they feel like, they wouldn't really be in massive danger. And it's going to be a 14th for Timbermen. They are seriously making a good name for themselves from how well they have come back on Mirage here. Nearly even things up. It's do or die for Timbermen right now, and Thunder Logic going to be calling a pause, talk about things. Their coach, Severo, most likely going to be talking about what went wrong and what to do. Pure still leading the scoreboard for his team, sitting at 120 ADR and 24 kills. But I have to say, on the side of Timbermen, it has been the dare show. Averaging a frag per round right now, sitting at 29 and 19 and 134 ADR. He has been essential for the Timbermen thus far. We saw flashes of that brilliance on map number 1, which was Train. He ended that with, I believe, the second highest amount of frags. It's good to see that he is keeping up that same performance. Violent trailing him at 21 kills. But we're entering the last round here. Thunder Logic bring out that double op setup that we saw before, and I think this might be the recipe for success. The positions haven't really changed all too much, except that everyone towards B, or there's a lot of players over towards B, excuse me, for the side of Thunder Logic, or at least around the cat area. We only have a single person in Jazz Pimp alone at the A site. Confident play. Insane might be able to find this first frag onto Pure R though as soon as the smoke dissipates, but he's not choosing to watch it, and Pure will escape. We're at a standstill. So searching for that first frag, flashes out towards mid. I believe they're aiming for an A execute at this rate. Insane holding underpass, and Snav holding mid for any possible aggression, but it would be suicidal at this point for Thunder Logic to look for a push towards mid. Pure's only on 8 HP. He's a liability for his team right now, and it's an important man to keep alive. He's been fantastic for his team. It's going to be standard smokes over towards A. One towards stairs, one towards CT. All the works. The CTs will be ready to rotate. Here comes the potential last push of map number 2 here. This is do or die for Timbermen. They made it so far right now, but they're going to be going for a complete debate right now, because Snav has actually gotten 1 kill onto Rabbit, and the bomb is being rotated towards B, and Thunder Logic have no idea of it. PR drops as well, and Timbermen might have just pulled off this comeback. It's not done just yet. Jazz Pimp has started to rotate his way over, and Anderson has done the same. Finds a fantastic shot, unable to get the second, but Inshaniak shows up with another kill as well. It's a 2 versus 2. Oh my god, it's actually going to be down to the last moment. Thunder Logic bring it to map number 3. Crucial kills, and they get it. Unbelievable works from them. They could have forced it to a map number 3 at the very last moment. I thought they wouldn't have any idea at all, but they played that retake to perfection. They didn't even need to get that bomb down because the shots were there from Anderson and Shaniak. Everyone showed up, and everyone denied that miraculous comeback from Timbermen here. They were so close, but so far at the same time. We will be heading to a quick break before we head into map number 3, which will be Dust 2. We'll see you guys soon.
Try to find love from a stranger on my phone. My vision blurred, so I forget. Dying to hold you, but you left me here for dead. How could I do what I've done if I'm in love? You know I did what I did, you loaded the gun. Messing with monsters up in my head. I told myself lying beside her in my bed. Paint over pictures you left behind. I'd punch the walls if it would make you change your mind. How could I do what I've done if I'm in love? You know I did what I did, you loaded the gun. And I don't wanna think about you anyway. I do it anyway. Yeah, didn't mean to do it every day. I do it anyway. I do it
Hello everybody, we are back for map number 3 here between the two Timbermen and Thunder Logic. We are just in the middle of a knife round right now, but just wanted to go ahead and give you guys a look because this is going to be the decider map here. Both teams winning their respective map picks. Now this one's for all the marbles and who will move on in the playoffs. On to round 2 in the playoffs, I should mention, and they're going for some interesting knife round strats. And Shane wants to come out on top, but again, this is a knife round, all you can expect. Really, one of the players that I wanted to highlight that I've been very impressed with so far, really this entire series, has been Dare on the side of Timbermen. Has definitely showed up for his team in a phenomenal way. Snav has been, I guess, kind of the bridesmaid to the bride, but this bride has sure as hell been showing up. Now it's time for him to show up when this is when it matters the most. And we're going to be starting things off with a pause. Thunder Logic are going to be choosing their ever-present all armor buy. Then Timbermen looks like they're going to be opting for quad flashes and double smoke on Violent and Insane. So definitely taking a lot more of a tactical approach to this. Again, it's not very common that we see teams choose to almost buy no utility whatsoever, but Thunder Logic, I suppose, breaking the meta, and how can you blame them when they've made it this far? They force it to map number 3. If they win this, they will move on in the playoffs. Dust 2 will be our setting, and I am ready for this potential Battle of the Behemoths because this one's for all the marbles. Timbermen choosing to start things off on the T side here, as it looks like they're going to be going for mid-B take, I would imagine. Very standard positions being held right now. You see Insane is holding exactly where Zipix usually holds. Kind of an Astralis setup here. Over towards mid, though, will be Jazz Pimp, and he's going to be the first one to receive all these terrorists here as he peeks out, finds a couple of heads, but isn't quite able to tap on any of them enough to secure a kill, and Dare will find the first one of this entire this entire map, but far from the last, because Dare and Snav will also quickly chime in with 2, and Rabbit and Pure will be the last 2 players remaining on Thunder Logic here. Insane is in the potential vicinity of getting 2 fantastic frags, but he has to start moving quickly because they might be gone before they even know it. Pure turns around, doesn't exactly see where Insane is playing. Insane can start closing the distance now. No more long distance relationship for you, because as soon as you do, there will be one coming in from behind. This is such a hard situation for the CTs to be in right now. It's nigh impossible. Pure will find 1 kill, sure, but the bomb is already pretty far ticked at this point, especially since they haven't bought any kits. It's kind of an impossible ask, really. Possible it was indeed here. Timbermen will win that first round, and Thunder Logic choosing to buy into this one. Scouts almost across the board, with the exception of Insomniac and Rabbit, who okay, never mind. They're just going to be going for a quad scout setup here. Definitely not something that's too standard. Oh my goodness, that is an awful start for them. Dare just tags down Jazz Pimp to death. That's 1 of 4 scouts out just like that. You still have that Deagle player in Rabbit, who is going to be trying to push up towards Cat here. Get a little bit of map control there. But really, those Kriegs are just so powerful. Insane, being very careful to cross over. Actually, if you tuck your head all the way down, like if you look at the floor while crouching, I think you can actually make it past there without your head being shown. So, a little fun tip for you guys. I'm not very good at Counter-Strike, but I do know my shit, I like to think. Not really, I don't know my shit. I've just seen plenty of YouTube videos. Decoy will come through. Not going to convince anybody. Pretty standard smokes and Molotovs all coming out as well. Anderson has to be ready to receive, again, all these Ts, but this is such a hard site for the CTs retake. When you already give it up like that, again, it's going to be a very hard ask for you to get away with really anything more than a couple of kills. Shane will just go ahead and tag down each CT as they try pushing in through window here. It's just one after another, a gauntlet of kills for him. He's looking to complete the clean sweep under Thunder Logic here and get up to 4 kills this round. However, Thunder Logic are perfectly content just saving their guns There's absolutely zero reason that they feel any sort of need to go for this, and it should be a second round on the board for Timbermen. Much better than we saw their second round go on Mirage. Excuse me. So, something to take from it, that's to be sure here. You have to be pretty happy with a clean round just like that. Only losing one player in Snav. Snav, I should also mention, a pretty notable player. He's been one of my players to watch on the side of Timbermen. We'll go ahead and toss it over to round number 3. They're sitting at 4 frags. I believe still has that Krieg in hand. Actually, no, he's been switching over to Mac 10. Oh, it looks like he wants to get some very early mid presence here. He wants to stack up the money right now. Might be in for a fun surprise, though, because they are going to be going for a B stack. Thunder Logic. Dare forces at least one CT over towards CT. Location quite fitting to be their home. But, how's this Jazz Pimp and Sean Niak stuck all alone here? I don't think they're going to get away with much, especially when something like that happens and Sean Niak gets a kill. Unfortunately, Dare unable to finish it up. Finds another complimentary frag on top of it and won't drop another. Finally, Timbermen close out that round, and finally, Thunder Logic will be able to buy up. It's going to be in Shawniak and Jazz Pimp. Oh, actually, no. There's only going to be going for a single op setup. I would have imagined a double, considering how much they favored those, scouts towards the beginning of this game. But, well, I always like to be proven wrong. Jazz Pimp, that is unfortunate. Eats a shot from Dare. I'm not sure if Dare even knew that he liked him like that, but terrible start from them. But again, this round is still far from over, and this is exactly why you can't count them out just yet. And Shawniak finds one, but Snav and Shane both chime in with kills of their own. So 3 versus 4 as the T start pushing up onto this A site, and Anderson will be next and ready to try to deal with this as much as he can. He finds 1 kill, but not quite enough to deny not only the plant, but for the round. As the bomb gets planted, they know at least 1 player is over towards long, and most likely 1 towards CT. Perhaps Cat, and Snav is in a very scary position right now. Luckily, Rabbit didn't spot his head, but now Dare's position is given away thanks to all that scoping that he was doing. Jazz Pimp and Rabbit are both dangerously close right now. 1 goes down. It's up to Snav and a 1-on-2. Has that Krieg in hand, so this is far from impossible, but this is going to be a very tough clutch for him to win, and it's a clutch that he will not win whatsoever here. Picking up a couple of upgrades, perhaps. Jazz Pimp will pick up that Krieg, and Thunder Logic complete the retake and complete the round. It was a little bit scrappy as they actually made their way into the site in the first place, but unfortunately things didn't get much smoother once they planted that bomb. Their post-plant positions weren't very strong, weren't able to capitalize or trade each other's kills very well, and it led to Thunder Logic being able to pick up their inevitable first. Pierre has that MP9 in hand, everyone else on pretty standard guns. AKs, Kriegs, all the good stuff. And Thunder Logic have gone back to their default setup of placing only 1 or 2 players over towards B. And it's just going to be instant push out towards mid and B. Insane has no regard for Anderson's life whatsoever as he snatches him. And already a retake, not even 20 seconds into the round. Pierre will happily take that upgrade in the form of an AK-47, but Violent has a Knives Out, and Knives Out leads to death apparently. Can't bring a knife to a gunfight, and he'll upgrade once more, this time to a Krieg. And as that post plant, the round is pretty much already done and dusted. And I think Thunder Logic have already accepted that. And Shawniak unfortunately didn't spot the Timberman waiting over at A, and wow, that timing is seriously not in his favor. The shoe is given away, and that's a free kill for him. Well, that's something to work with, I suppose. Actually hits the tag! Jazz Pimp actually gets another kill on top of that, and this ends up being a very costly round for the Timbermen as they drop all but 1 player, and that's Dare. That has been definitely the player to watch on the side of Timbermen. Has done fantastic for his team this series. Looking to keep the magic going. Timbermen will be buying up tons of Kriegs here, no ops this time. Thunder Logic are stuck on Deagles and a couple of Kriegs and a single AUG that they saved. Insane. Looking to go for some more aggressive play over towards B. Has to be careful though. You can't fly too close to the sun, or as one of my good friends once said, we'll start burning. Everyone else is going to be walking out towards A, so contact push over towards A. This is actually really smart, but I think Thunder Logic, assuming Insane doesn't make any more noise very soon, will be onto this sooner rather than later. But Timbermen have already gained so much map control without having to use almost any utility at all. And Shawniak is possibly going to be in for a highlight clip of his life here. Shane is tagged down to low HP. Snav instantly dinks and takes down that remaining CT on the B or on the A site, excuse me. But oh, Jazz Pimp, what a fantastic heads-up play! Takes down the bomb planter, and they're going to be boosting out the elevator. On top of that, Dare is ready for it, finds one, and desperately tries to get this bomb planted as well. Jazz Pimp looking to boost his teammate on top towards elevator, but Jazz Pimp has been so disgustingly good for his team. It's Dare stuck in a 1-on-3. It would be kind of a miracle if he gets away with this one, though, because the CTs know exactly where he is, and they're starting to push up on his location soon. And it's Jazz Pimp with an incredible quadra kill. Gets the second round on the board for Thunder Logic. He seriously had such a good read on that situation, what to do to deny the bomb plant, denying Shane, and just closing out the round in a fantastic fashion. Huge props to him. He has been a shining star on Thunder Logic as well. I'm happy to see that he is stepping up. That triple setup towards Thunder Logic seems to be suiting them a little bit better, and Shawniak is actually going to be making his way towards mid. But it's a full, like, rush B, don't stop. Like, this is something that you'd see in matchmaking, but it works out pretty damn perfectly for them. It's a 3 versus 3. They're already granted a bomb plant, and with a pretty minimal buy-up like this, I wouldn't say minimal buy-up, but with a forced buy like this, and you have to force the CTs into a retake, this is best case scenario, it feels like, really. The CTs have plenty of utility to make this retake happen, so Dare most likely needs to find a frag here. Reloading his MAC-10, still searching over by the door here. Lots of that utility is being used by Thunder Logic now, but Dare's in a good place to start closing things out, but it's actually going to be his teammates that do the job, and hello there! Turns around for the kill just in time, and that rush B, that quick B strat, like, again, it's something that you see in matchmaking, but it shows that I guess it could just work on every level when you just hit instant dinks like that. Thunder Logic will be at least committing an op here and most likely forcing around that. Not exactly sure if that was a misbuy or a calculated risk from Thunder Logic, but either way, I'm not 100% fond of it. And did they just double commit smokes by door? I think they just did. Well, proof is in the pudding that all players and all teams make mistakes. And we're seeing it here. Insane watching for any cat aggression. I feel like he's just been all over this map right now. Doesn't seem like he has any set position, and really that's something to be admired in its own way. I think Insane might have spotted the body of, I believe it was Pimp. But Rabbit is holding outside the B tunnels here in case anyone were to push him. They'd be perhaps in a bit of a sticky situation, but right now he's not going to be accommodated. Shoulder peeks from the rest of Thunder Logic here. I would actually kind of like to see a boost from the two into lower tunnels. I think it could grant them a free kill. Insane eats quite a bit of damage from Jazz Pimp, but that's our main gun down, just like that. Luckily, Shawniak is able to get one kill for his trouble. Pure, unfortunately, unable to trade his teammate out. That'll be Anderson picking up the AWP, and they're going to go ahead and try bringing up the pace over towards B here. Rabbit is given an SG, but unfortunately unable to bring it out just in time. But guns are now in the hands of Thunder Logic here, and they will be rotating their way in towards B ASAP here, and Anderson finds a fantastic shot to open things up for his team, at least allow Pierre to have a chance to win this round. But unfortunately, he's being so passive. Doesn't want to go for this. Oh, but his shoulder is peeking. Unfortunate misread by Violent. Is going to go ahead and give up the bomb plant, and this is now Pierre's round to lose. Knows exactly where Dare's position has to be. Behind this box on the back of sight here. Dare, I don't think he's aware of it, though. He's looking in all the right directions. 10 seconds left to make this happen. Pierre going to be going for the same plant where his teammate died, and Pierre will come out on top of it. That's exactly why I wanted to give him the looks here. Why I thought he could do amazing things for Thunder Logic, and he is stepping up. A fantastic 1 versus 2 win for him. It all comes down to not denying that bomb plant from Violent. It was just a bit too risky to go for a plant like that. Had to be a little bit safer. Can't expose your shoulder like that. Violence, I'm surprised that didn't tag, actually. Either way, now Timbermen are on the back foot here by a relatively good margin as well. Smoke and Molotov used quickly. CTs are actually using a good amount of their utility right now. Not exactly sure if I like this. But Pierre, who is holding outside doors right now, long doors, could perhaps be in a very good situation right now. It looks like they want to commit out long here, and I'm not sure if they'll be checking this corner. They can play as patiently as they want. As the T start pushing in all around. Snav. If you aim across here a little bit up to the left, you'd be able to find one free kill. But Pierre knows his angles. He doesn't want to walk into the awaiting crosshairs. Being very careful here. It's all quiet on the western front right now. Some bullets are soon to be exchanged, I would imagine. There tosses out a couple. Not a lot of utility being used. Oh, made a little bit of noise. Pierre. Yeah, this could be something clean for him. Finds one, finds the second one, and the third one as well. Exactly what you'd want on a Nico round like that, and Pierre closes it with style. He's on for 4, doesn't get the ace, Rabbit does the job, but man, that was perfectly played by Pierre R, holding his, or biding his time and holding that position perfectly, not giving away a shadow or a single thing like that, and just allowed Timberman to run into the meat grinder. That's exactly how you want to handle an eco round. This is definitely a different look to Thunder Logic than we're seeing on Mirage and Train, how they're losing some rounds they frankly should not have won. Or losing some rounds they should not have lost, rather. And it is a lightning storm for Thunder Logic right now as plenty of flashes are thrown out. Dare has already made his way into Pimp, though. Or in towards Pit, rather. And Pimp is actually going to be able to find a triple kill for him! Fantastic play from Insomniac as well to go ahead and pick up the, or to toss out that flashbang, but it's Jazz Pimp the one to steal all the credit in the scoreboard, isn't it? As he really single-handedly closed out that push for himself. Bomb is over towards B, though. So Timbermen aren't quite out of it yet. We've seen 2v5 wins for them, but this is a pretty much impossible ask. Violent will get a very much needed trade kill, and most likely will get the bomb planted, so not too bad. But you want to hope for a lot more on a gun round like this. The flanks are going to be starting to quickly come in from the CT side here. Violent has to be very careful with how he plays this, because Pierre R, he's going to be ready, willing, and able to take the shot onto Violent as soon as his body's exposed. He's waiting inside this. He smite. Oh my god. Violent actually finds another one as well, but surely he's dead at this right here. He's only down to 5 HP. Bomb is getting defused. It's the end of the line. Gave it a good attempt, but wasn't quite good enough. However, thanks to that bomb plant, they are going to be, well, actually not quite able to buy into this. I guess I was underestimating their loss bonus, but, well, yeah, won't be able to get a buy-in here, but most definitely a buy for this second round here. We'll be forcing up a couple of pistols. No reason, no harm not in, in doing that, rather. But Thunder Logic are starting to stabilize and look a lot better now after that shaky start that they had. Shane watching mid. As Dare and pretty much the rest of the crew all conga line their way up. And Jazz Pimp not exactly there with his teammate on the rotate. Right now, Insomniac has potential to have a round of his own, but if they drop into CT, we could potentially see Timberman cause a little bit of economic damage. But they're biding their time. They're playing contact here. I guess they're just trying to set up for some smokes here. Pretty standard smokes as well. One for CT drop. And Shodniak now has a lot of weight on his shoulders here. We'll be watching the cross here. Good flash. He dodges it, though, just in time. That's the first frag for him. Unfortunately, unable to get a second one. Heads-up play by Jazz Pimp as well, excuse me. I didn't even notice. Finds a double right there. It's going to be stuck to him. 1 versus 2 now. And Dare doesn't even find that first one. They made it relatively close for an eco round like that. But they're still able to secure a Krieg as well as an AWP. Apologies for the camera work there. I know it's far from my best. Over towards mid. You're most likely going to be seeing Timberman try to buy up some guns and try to take that fight over towards mid. We're actually going to try to avoid it almost entirely. Insane. Dropping, or at least shoulder peeking over towards Suicide right now. Quick pace in over towards B. Lots of mid-control being taken by the Timbermen now. This is a bit of a change-up. We're not seeing a lot of that B-reliant play that we were seeing before. They're no longer just keeping one stuck in tunnels, or perhaps they are. Shane is set up for a pop flash for his teammates, but that really isn't going to do the trick. Gonna give it the position. There comes the second one, and Unshaniak just peeks right behind it. That second one will blind him, but Pierre is still able to trade things out. It's 4-on-3, favoring Thunder Logic right now, and he'll be redeeming his fallen comrades AWP. The Timbermen are going to be pushing up, though, but Jazz has the potential to make something gorgeous happen, as he's done so many times now. Smoke will go through and force the Timbermen back for a little while. Bomb is still making its way up towards long, and oh, they're going to be choosing to boost up on top of this. Again, Jazz Pimp has such good calls here. Might be good for at least one kill. Indeed it is. They have not read that just yet. They still haven't caught on to it yet. I can't believe how they haven't gotten away with this just yet. Luckily, Dare's going to be able to take care of the inevitable thorn in their side, but there's still plenty of more players to go, as it's a 1-on-3. Shane does have the bomb in hand, but only 30 seconds, so he's going to need to at least find one frag. He might be gifted too, but unfortunately, Rabbit is able to come out on top and go ahead and bring things 7-5 for Thunder Logic. Jazz Pimp has been honestly very, very strong on his calls so far. I wasn't exactly sure like how he was going to step up, because map number 3, you know, you got to be a little tired after quite a bit of Counter-Strike like this, but my god, he has only gotten better with time, like a fine wine. He's holding down mid this time around. Interesting, as Anderson and Shaniak have decided to commit to sites entirely here, so I guess Jazz Pimp feels a little more comfortable in this rotator role, perhaps. But this is a very strong setup from Thunder Logic now. It's going to be hard for them to try to prod for information or something more. Taking lower tunnels slowly, but I think they have to be aware that there's a possible double commit over towards Cat. It was in Shaniak and Pierre last time. But this time they're going to be making the way out towards mid B. No more Cat shenanigans for now. Jazz Pimp will just come out on top again. The AUG is doing massive work for them. The T's are on the back foot yet again. It's a 2-on-5. 50 seconds remaining for them to try to make their job done. But oh, what a fantastic flash. Unfortunately, Pierre isn't able to capitalize on top of it. And Insane will trade him out, making it a 2-on-4. Making this a little bit tougher for the CTs to deal with. But you can't take fights like that, especially when you get tagged down. Dare will go ahead and take the Krieg into his hands as Insane slowly or quickly tries to push up onto the A site, at least guarantee a bomb plant. That's what the T's have to hope for at this point. Good flash up. Jazz Pimp is going to be coming up from behind. This time snuffed out. No more heroics for him. No more crazy boost or whatever. Rabbit is going to find that first frag. It's Dare in a 1-on-3. Finds the first, unable to find the remaining 2 members just because they're all ready to line up and trade each other out. Timbermen, I have to say though, they did possibly the best they could in a 2 versus 5 situation like that. They got 3 members and they got the bomb down, so really not a terrible round from Timbermen. I'd imagine they are going to be forcing into this one. They have plenty of money to work with. And I want to see, I think an AWP would actually be very favorable, even though we can have quite a few riflers on the side of Thunder, or on the side of Timbermen. Same setup, it seems, with actually a bit of a switch up. They have no players over towards mid. What is this? This might have been a pretty crucial error from Thunder. I don't want to, again, catch my chickens before they hatch here, but Insane has been almost granted a lot of mid control here. I think Jazz Pimp might have realized his mistake here, because he's sitting towards CT now in a much more passive position. And Insane, theoretically, can just shoulder peek out towards mid here. Knows one player is waiting in CT. However, he's given away his position as well. And Rabbit over towards B will find 1 kill. And Shaniak with another one. Looking to find the second, but stays alive at the very least. Didn't quite able to get the frag, but it's Violent and Insane to both chime in with kills of their own. And the bomb is most likely going to get planted at this rate, especially as Anderson goes down, forcing Pierre into a 1-on-3. He's done pretty damn good for his team so far, sitting at 12-7, the second highest on his team. But we haven't seen a lot of clutch wins so far, outside of that 1v2 that we saw from, I believe it was Dare? I might be wrong. I can't exactly remember my players, but Pierre, go ahead and do his damnedest to try to make something work here, but I think he just doesn't want to commit to it. The bomb, even though it's not very far ticked, is enough to scare him off. That retake is already going to take plenty of time on its own. No reason to try to lose your gun, really. Pierre will live to fight for another day as we head into the final round of this half here. And really, Thunder Logic are sitting pretty with their money here. Pierre will most likely be able to drop a Krieg if he felt like it, or an M4, perhaps by a little more utility, but they should be able to get a good buy together here. Timbermen have started to claw their way back a little into this. They struggled for a lot of the mid part of this half, but starting to get something together. Dare, who has picked up the op, spots 2 at mid, and I believe isn't committing one more time in fear of getting opt. They have only one player over towards mid, so they're back to the default setup that they had for the beginning of this half, interestingly enough. And Shawniak has pushed his way in towards Cat, and PRR will be holding the close angle, rather. You saw this double setup work out pretty damn well for them, and Snav is spotted, but not killed. Down to 20 HP. That cinder block seemed to save him. Thank God for concrete. The nade doesn't fare much better as well, so Snav will stay alive, but just barely. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him pick up the op instead of Dare here. Be closer to each other, but no players have yet to drop, and we have a minute left on the clock here. Still plenty of time, and bomb's getting slowly rotated towards B. Timbermen have made a little bit of noise while doing it. Anderson over towards mid, spots one, unable to hit the shot. That would have been fantastic news for them. And I think he's onto them. I think they're onto a B push here. Anderson has already rotated over very early on here. Mid B smoke goes out. And here comes a push in. Rabbit actually finds a double kill, and Anderson is able to find a triple, or a third, excuse me, before he goes down. Jazz Pimp will also take Insane out of this round. It's a 1-on-3, another nearly impossible situation for him to win. But this is for all the marbles, at least on this half. 9-6 would be a fantastic scoreline for Thunder Logic to be looking at as they enter the T side. And Timbermen, they want to keep this as competitive as they possibly can. Here comes the push in. Shawniak drops, but unfortunately he is the only one that will drop. And the defuse will go the way of Thunder Logic here as they win this first half 9-6. As we end the first half here on DE Dust 2, I want to keep a quick eye on the scores real quick. See what they're all on about. It's kind of hard to. Let's go ahead and take a look at the match statistics on ESEA. Jazz Pimp currently sitting at 17-9-2, 116 ADR, and 20 RWS. So he's having a pretty gorgeous first half, really. Have to be really happy with that performance. I think one of the big plays for him on that entire CT side was boosting up onto... excuse me, what am I trying to say here? I'm stumbling over my own words, but boosting up to look onto A plat and get a bunch of crucial kills, denying bomb plants, looking over the inevitable long smoke. Really, it's small things like that that really made Thunder Logic start winning this half in a relatively convincing fashion. It's not convincing as the 11-4 that we saw in Mirage, sure, but at the same time, I'm pretty proud with how Thunder Logic have been playing this. At least if I were an IGL or a coach, I would be pretty happy with how you played that. Giving up 6 rounds, sure, but a lot of them were in the very beginning of this game. Both teams will be talking things out before they swap sides here, but we should be heading into second half very, very soon. There we are. I think we might have it right there. Also important to keep... Wait, it was... I just remember. I think it was Snav that won that 1 versus 3. I think so. I might be wrong. But either way, there has been plenty of heroics from both teams here. It's just a matter of if they can complete it, considering this is the last map of this half here. An interesting setup already from Timbermen here. They're coming 0 players over towards mid, or over towards A. They're all going up towards mid instead, and they're going to catch Thunder Logic a little bit off guard. Unfortunately, unable to get the important frags that they need, and they're going to get tagged down in return. Oh, this is suddenly turned down very, very badly here. Rabbit will go ahead and take out Shane, and Snav gets taken as well. And all these CTs are just being tagged down one by one. Dare finds a consolation frag. As it's down to a 1-on-3 here, I think Thunder Logic will finally pick up a pistol round here. I believe their first of this series, really. Timbermen have been generally good on these pistols, but Thunder Logic were able to perfectly punish that cheeky shenanigans that Dare was going for. He still gets 2 frags while doing it though, so it's not exactly clean and not exactly a clean finish either, but it's a round nonetheless for Thunder Logic and 10 on the board for them. So they got bomb planted as well. They are looking pretty. They're going to be able to buy out pretty much anything that they could want here, with the exception of ops, of course. But scouts, M4s, or scouts, AKs, and SG here or there. All the good stuff. Jazz Pimp will be choosing to keep an SMG. And, oh, this is a ton of information that Anderson is getting right now, including a tag on the Insane as well. That's pretty damn nice. And Shawniak knows exactly that at least only one person's over towards B, gonna get quickly domed. B site basically guaranteed to them at this point. It's just one after another. They're all dropping. Rabbit finds a nice triple, but that's it, really. It's done and dusted as soon as they didn't cross the long doors and all the information was given away as soon as Shawniak started to push up, really. Not exactly fond of how Timberman played that eco, but again, it is an eco. Only so much you can hope for. This is where things get interesting, though. Teams will be able to buy up. Dare has an op in hand. Snav with an AUG. M4 is across the board. Otherwise, a little bit of utility. And it looks like they're going for fast cat here, but at this point, this is just cat. This ain't even fast anymore. Snav and Dare will be the 2 watching towards cat. And the rest of Thunder Logic taking control of various parts of the map, usually, or mostly over towards B tunnels here. As all 5 start to rotate over. Insane down to 11 HP. He hasn't been able to confirm a kill or anything. Lots of utility coming out from Thunder Logic right now. That's going to go ahead and start the... really just initiate the beginning of a push. But again, they're just so quick as they burst into these bomb sites. They're going to be able to get the bomb down with almost no retaliation from Timberman whatsoever. They drop a single player in Jazz Pimp. That is it. Yes, Shane is next to fall. This is the end of the line, at least for this round. Dare will do his best, but will soon go down. Salt in the wound. Rabbit has had a fantastic past couple of rounds here. I haven't exactly said his name too much, but has gotten 6 kills in the past 2 rounds. Good stuff from him. Definitely a performance to keep up. Second highest on his score, or second highest on his team right now, sitting right behind Jazz Pimp, who had a pretty phenomenal first half. So everyone is stepping up for Thunder Logic when it matters, it seems. They're starting to look really, really good here on Dust 2. And Timberman, they're going to get some free information here as they start pushing it through the B site. Shane actually finds a fantastic 1-dig, but those rotates are not even close to happening, especially since they're behind the smoke. I already think Timberman might be zoned out of this one, just because of how Thunder Logic have in the past played this. Jazz Pimp is so hungry, he's looking for more, but will get punished by Dare with that USP. Rabbit, continuing his streak of dominance, finds a second kill in this round. Down to Insane, 1-on-3, excuse me. He's going to go ahead and keep this auto shotgun, I suppose. He could go into lower tunnels, theoretically, and do a little bit of damage with it. Which I believe he wants to do. Yeah, there we are. So, possibly just looking for an exit frag. An upgrade would be pretty nice, but really, an upgrade isn't what you need right now. It's some rounds. And Timbermen are going to start feeling it. As things go to 6-13, Timbermen are starting to get to the point where Thunder Logic are running away with this game. Map number 1, they look fantastic. Map number 2, they managed to claw their way back up until the very bitter end, where they lost 16-14. But right now, Thunder Logic just look incredible on the second half. They're on 13. Timbermen finally getting that second round in, or second round gun round in. Jeez, I cannot talk right now. Violent and Dare with AWPs. Insane holding down the fort at B with an XN. Looks like they want to be going for a quick B push here, and I think Insane might be in for a fun time here. That grenade will at least be some fun stuff to work with. There's actually not even one! He doesn't even find one for that! Jazz Pimp is able to capitalize on it, and already Timbermen are done in this round. They already realize it. They're starting to save. It's a 3 versus 5. As soon as Insane followed shortly by Violence go down, That's just the sight gifted to Thunder Logic as they go up on 14 almost immediately after I was just saying something needs to change for the Timbermen. I feel like at this point they need to start committing more people over towards B, because Thunder Logic are able to punish it pretty damn well, and Snav, well, he'll find a nice consolation kill, but that's it. It's the end of the line for Timbermen, at least for this round. Well, they'll go up on 14, Thunder. They are now kind of poised and primed to take this series 2-1. Timbermen, they kept it close in so many situations, but this is beginning to look a lot like a blowout. You can't count them out just yet. They have one more good buy in them. Well, it's not even good. Insane is stuck on P250. Dare has an op with half armor, and oh, if he got that frag, that would be huge! Indeed, he does do it. Okay, that's a good start, but there's still a lot more where that came from, especially when you have your solo B player, or not your solo B player, when you have your B player holding with a P250 and another with a FAMAS. Luckily, Dare is holding in a position where he can quickly rotate wherever his team needs him. And Timbermen might have just found a lifeline to stay alive, even if it's just for a little bit longer. Mid's B smoke going out, and Dare will be ready to receive the remaining members of Thunder Logic here. First, Flash goes out, and Dare goes down quickly. Just had to repeat that position, but didn't work out in their favor. And this is almost an impossible situation for Insane to be in. He's just gonna try to shoot away at Jazzpimp here. Actually will win that gunfight with a P250. Knows one player is waiting towards the window, another on site. If he can win another duel here, perhaps we could have an interesting round on our hands here. But this is gonna start getting very scary very fast here. Insane picks up the AWP. Bomb will get planted from Rabbit. Anderson has been fantastic in this round. On a triple, looking for that ace. If he were to get it, that would be salt in the wound at this point. Insane finds Rabbit, and this should be a round for Timbermen. But you can't ever count out Anderson! What a shot from him! Takes out Insane through the door, spotting that barrel, but it's one more that remains. And it's Shane, he struggles, but isn't able to get the shot. And the Timbermen stay alive for another round here, staving off match point for one more round. The heroics from Anderson are not quite good enough. That ace wasn't quite there. If he has AWP out, we might have seen a different story, but P250 doesn't get the job done. At least not for him. Insane, it's a different story, but well, I guess you still have plenty of rounds to work with here. Double op being brought out from Thunder. CTs, 2 cross, none spotted though. Much needed adjustment from Timbermen as they have 2 committing fully towards B. Oh, they're going to try getting quick B control here. This is so smart. Very heads up play. And because of this, Timbermen can rotate as necessary here. They know it has to be most likely a long push here. So Dare needs to get in very good position here. He might be ready for the inevitable fall. The fallout zone might be expanding soon here. Dare is going to go ahead, hold down long with an AWP in hand. I have a feeling this could be very, very scary for Thunder Logic here. This is a desperately needed round from Timbermen here, but it's not looking good already. They drop 2. Unfortunately, Snav and Shane, they will do their best to go ahead and try to keep them alive, but it's all for naught as they just drop one player after another, and I think we're seeing match point here. Insane realizes it as well. He's sitting at 7 and 16, has had a very quiet game. I have no idea what was going on there, really, with I believe it was Dare who scoped up towards long. Did he just not see the player towards long? It's just like he didn't shoot at them whatsoever. There's almost nothing good to take from this round, Timbermen. They have a UMP that they're saving, plus some of the utility. Diffuse kit, full armor, a bit of Molotovs, but really, this is looking scary for Timbermen right now. They're shaking in their boots here as they're going up against 15 rounds. We saw this before on Mirage where they got it very, very close. But in the end, Thunder Logic were able to pull the round out of the bag. As we go up on 15 here, Thunder Logic can play as safely as they want to. They know how close they are to tasting victory. I'll be choosing to buy up accordingly. Everything that they can force together will have to be forced out right now. Right here, right now. It's do or die. And it's looking a lot like die for Timbermen right now. Thunder Logic So close to completing the series 2-1, and that is not a good start for Thunder Logic. Timbermen will stay alive. At least make it a 4 versus 5. Quick down to a 4 versus 4 as Rabbit eats a grenade in exchange for a kill onto Insane. One of the vital needed CTs taken down just like that. Bomb rotate over towards A so far as Jazz Pimp is slowly pushing up onto the A site. Starting to up his pace as he makes it past the smoke, but his position's given away, but it's still good for 1 kill. He's actually staying alive. How has he not been traded out? He gets another! He's actually looking to close out this series right here, right now. Jazz Pimp hears you, but Jazz Pimp doesn't care. Nearly gets a 3rd, but unfortunately, it's the end of the line for him. Bomb not planted, and Shane will get a fantastic frag with the SMG, and the Timbermen stay alive for another round. It was almost very scary there because of what Jazz Pimp was pulling out, but thank God for Shane. Pulls out a crucial triple as he's sitting at 14 and 20 right now. Hasn't exactly had the loudest game. Dare, meanwhile, top of the scoreboard for the entire server. He's been doing fantastic, but it's already off to a bad start. Dare, one of their heaviest members, taken down just like that. Heaviest hitting member, number 2, down just like that. As Snav tries to do a little bit of damage, but this is the end. Insane has not had a good game, and now he's stuck to do it all versus the remaining members of Thunder Logic here. I think we're about to see an elimination for Timbermen here. Insane does find the first kill, but his position is given away as a result. He's being very careful for anyone pushing him over towards long. It goes out towards Cat. Double Molotov out as well, and okay, this is interesting now. Insomniac goes down as well. Insane wants to start pushing up Cat here, but surely he can't get another frag here, especially since his double commit is in. He finds a 3rd, but unfortunately Anderson will close things out. It's Thunder Logic going to be able to close things out versus the Timbermen in a dominating fashion on Dust 2. 16-8 will be your final score line and will be the end of the line for Timbermen. They gave it a good showing. Can't exactly say it was, you know, a bad play by them, but really on Dust 2 they just didn't seem to have a lot of ins that entire time. But well played by Thunder Logic at the same time. They bounced back very well after that disastrous map number 1. They're able to run away and take the series. My name has been Ito. I'm not sure if anyone's watching, but if you were, thank you guys so much for watching. We are going to go ahead and call the stream here. We'll see you soon.